I'll never be ready.
Me either.
Girl, this Facebook thing be having me shook over here. And I'll be trying to, maybe I can edit it later. I don't know. Okay, here's the, okay. It's public. Now save it. Okay. I don't know why it always makes it private on my end. But
Mhm.
hello. Happy Sunday.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to the channel, Internet Cousins, hashtag cousin crew. And we have word on the curb. We are back with Love and Mirror Huntsville, season 10, episode 2, right? And then we're gonna
Yes.
do some hot topics after that. Okay. What did you think about this episode of Love and Mirror Huntsville?
I hate usually I'll watch it first and then I'll go back and do the notes, but I didn't do that. I got sidetracked. So I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to take notes and watch. I would probably rate it maybe about a 6 or 7. I really didn't care for. I'm tired of Trisha and Ken. They needed. I want to start a petition to get them off the show. I am tired of them, and they tell half truth.
Talk
And
about it. Talk about it. Yes, yes,
yes,
with you.
the whole scene with Maurice and
And
Kimmy.
Candy. Hmm.
I
So
was
that's
like,
how we start off. That's how we start off with. We open up with um Trisha, Ken, Maurice, and Kimmy meeting up for like a double date or something.
yeah.
And of course, we know it's only for the show because it's nowhere in the world them two spending time breaking bread with them two on their own damn time and of their own damn will. Let's just keep it a buck, right? Because
Yes.
who can sit up and even tolerate the conversation that you have to have with them, which brings us into that first scene. So, really quick, I'm gonna say that I am kind of giving it a 7, but it's probably like a 6.5 to a 7, right? So,
Yeah.
and for me, it is the Ken and Trish storyline. Also, it kind of is. I just told you, I really was contemplating if I'm going to be able to watch the whole season if they are the focal point of this season. And like I think we kind of discussed it a little bit when last season was ending because they are in this like I don't know this place, and so if you can exploit their drama, I guess that's where Carlos is like go ahead and exploit it, but it's not interesting. I think that it's so delicate, especially when you got these two kids. And then we'll get more into I guess this discussion because it is the episode. So first off, let's just start with where they were. Sorry, I'm trying to get this light together, y'all. Okay, so like I said, they met up. And I don't think they'll be together if they wasn't filming this show. But Kim basically asked Maurice for some advice about because what he knows is Maurice has gone through a divorce. He's remarried to Kimmy. They have children that they brought into their relationship. So he's asking for advice. He kind of explains that he called Marquez to meet up, that he wanted to smooth everything over. By the end of their meeting, which I guess this is the meeting that we saw on episode 1, by the end of their meeting, everything was cool, which that's what we saw on episode 1 too. We didn't see no tension. We didn't see we saw them getting along and looking like they was gonna be able to turn over a new leaf until Marquez just walked into their house at the end of episode 1. So
I,
that's
I
what Trish. Go ahead.
I think he's missing the cues. I think the camera crew is out there and they're telling him action, and he's going in.
For
He rang the
sure.
doorbell.
You
He
know,
rang the doorbell.
I was gonna say that. Like, I get annoyed. And this is why Trish and Ken are annoying me because I'm annoyed with you two dumbos to sit up and have an argument with this person about something you know is going on. And just because it's the fourth wall, like you on season 10, hello, y'all the newbies to this stuff. Like we know what's happening. So why are we watching you have this conversation about him not knocking when you know you expecting him? Like if he walk right into, he is mic'd up. Like everybody there.
I'm tired of them.
Like I don't like have I like who do you think you fooling, girl? And like you stuttering all over the place, and I really didn't like, so um that cues her in to describe what happened when Marquez walked in the house, dropping off the baby. And I didn't like, I have in my notes, I didn't like that she was using words like he bursted in the door,
Girl.
he got hostile with,
yes, girl. Yes, yes, yes.
I didn't
It
appreciate
was talking very aggressive.
not the brightest crayon in the box, okay? So it don't even take a lot to make Marquez look bad. So for you to have to add that little onto it, it's like, girl, like I see why he crashes out all the time. Y'all, like he a second from crashing out every time we see him. And clearly it's because he know you do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like I said, it's bad enough because, like you said, you already placed him in a position where he's coming over to your house. Y'all are filming, and so now you're gonna call him out on camera about him walking into your door when he really want to tell y'all they told me to come in. That's what he really wanted to say.
It was like Q action.
But y'all want to sit up on this camera and play with all of us like we crazy, right?
I'm sitting here and listening to this, and I'm like, as they're talking to Kimmy and Maurice, I'm like, are we watching the same show? We watching what happened last week? Did I miss something? I'm like, to me, the whole time he always kind of talked, more calmly. I didn't see anywhere, well, I think I'm going past, but I didn't see anywhere where he was disrespectful to anyone. Because if anything, he should have crashed out on Miss Sharon. Point blank.
Well, I agree because I thought that Miss Sharon was overstepping,
Yes.
But maybe he introduced that, Marquez has this slight way of crossing the boundary and crossing the line, which I feel like that's the problem with this whole situation is that they like Mel said last season, they trigger each other. And he is kind of going about being in the house as if like that's still his house, right? But
isn't this the house they moved into? Something?
No, I can't figure it out. I can't that's
they moved from the other house.
Up and walk around as if that was the house he left, and and like Ken is standing there. But I thought that was a new house or something. I did think that.
Remember, I think last year when they were talking about the house, is that the house he gave her the $5,000 to get?
I can't be sure. That's my problem. I can't be sure. But like I say, his air is as if he still has some type of something to it. Like he like even on this, well, later on in the scene, we'll get to it about him offering the girl something to drink. But I don't know. Like I felt like he knows that Trish talks about him. And whether it's warranted or not warranted, because she's allowed to talk to her girlfriends about whatever it is she's going through, you know what I'm saying, in her life and everything. However, we've seen her fabricate, embellish, I don't know what the right word you want to use, but not tell the entire truth and really pay him out to be, I mean, again, the truth is bad enough. Like it doesn't, like you don't really need to put no stank on it. Like you can really just say exactly what happened and that be enough. You know what I mean? Like it does, like him he was defensive. You could just describe him as defensive. Like you don't have to describe him as aggressive. Like defensive is enough, right? Like, yeah. And that's what he was, in my opinion. He wasn't aggressive, he was defensive. He knew he was coming there to talk to you about something. He show up, it's this lady he ain't never seen. He can only imagine what you've been telling her, so he's always coming into a scene. That's why last year when we saw him, the first thing he telling somebody, I think that's the first thing he said to her, like, well, do you know me? Well, of course don't nobody know you, but what he mean is, do you think you know me? Like, do you feel like somebody done told you about me before I got here?
I think he feels like he's been ambushed as soon as he walk into the scene.
I do too. And I will go as far as to be on his side about that.
Yeah.
And this is why this Trish and Ken storyline is blowing me, and I'm ready for it to get off my TV screens, because they're like with Ken, and I guess I'm going too far ahead too. Let's keep it where we at. Look, let me go back up to it. So we say about then. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, what you text me about that one, but my other little note is that I could have jumped through the TV on Trish just because I didn't like the way she was depicting Marquez, and I thought it was bad enough. And of course, Kimmy's reaction is kind of like, "Oh, well, he's just walking in the house." Like, absolutely not. Like, how can you have a second side to that? And it's like, that's why Marquez crashed out, because most times people take that type of stands instead of thinking, when something don't make sense, like, don't you know that this shit don't make sense? Like, and so you don't really need to figure, leave one side or the other until you figure out why that mess don't make sense. Like, yeah, it don't make sense that a perfect stranger is just walking through your house. Cause he didn't. Because he absolutely didn't. That's why it don't make sense. That's not what happened. Like, they get on my nerves. Ken jumps in and says that he tried to help Marquez and talk to him about his tone. Maurice kind of on his confessional, he chimed in because I was saying I agree with what he had to say, that it's difficult to give them advice. Yes, it is, because you don't know if you're getting the full truth. Now, Maurice didn't say that in his confessional, but that's what the hell he meant.
That's exactly what he meant. Because, honey, we got twisted in the pretzel last year about the whole Martell stuff in her. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's like, it's hard. So it's hard to give advice, and every time you have something to say, you're gonna have this strong rebuttal. Kimmy, like I think I said, Kimmy says, "Oh, I like what Kimmy says. The key to getting along is getting along." And this is my point. And here comes Ken cutting her right off with that, because yeah, that was pertinent. You should have took that and said, okay, because that means you're just gonna have to stay in a space of trying to get along until this person, get with the program, but Ken cuts her off and says not to cut you off, and decides to explain, how he's the one going to do this and pick them up from that, and he's going to the school, and it's kind of like, see,
he's going to school to do what?
Pick up, do whatever. You're filling in the blank. Like, dude, we get it. You're filling in the blank for their dad that's not there.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out. He said he's doing all this stuff. They're acting like these kids are in kindergarten.
Girl,
what are you doing at the school with this little girl? Nothing. First of all, what are they teaching you about? Because you're not a guardian.
That's what it said. That's what he said. Like, going to the school and ask them who they know. The point for me is more so because maybe all of that is true. Fine. Y'all the ones that go to the programs. Y'all the one that's doing this, that, and the third. Maybe you on the PTA. Maybe that's what he's talking about. But I'm just saying, if your goal is to have peace and for y'all to have togetherness, I don't know how you keep throwing in that man's face all that he's not doing. How you expect him to be peaceful about that? Every time you know what I mean? If I'm talking with Ken, that's why I was saying, like, he's so cringy to me, because on one end, you say you want to help and you there to kind of foster this positive relationship, and yet you kind of use these negative things to get it done, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think that helps anybody, like for him to constantly, just have to throw up about what they do and what they do. Because I think too, like Maurice and Kimmy, you telling them that these are people you film with, these are people that are in close proximity. You don't really have to describe those actions. A person can see that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. He just gives me cringe vibes. And that's why I agree with Maurice. It's hard to give them advice, and that's why I want them to get the hell off my TV screen.
Yeah.
Go get some healing and then come back on. Like get that kind of situation somehow solved, you know what I mean, in some type of way, and then come back. But right now, I'm uncomfortable because it has us talking about things that makes everybody uncomfortable. Well, let's move on to the next scene, child, which is Martell at the furniture store. So Martell is meeting up with Destiny. So far, he only filmed it with Destiny, and he did film with the Fletchers, right?
Uh-huh.
So Destiny and the Fletchers it is, and I did check, y'all. Martell is listed as a producer. Um,
Okay.
so yes, he is still a producer.
What
So
about Melody?
no, Melody is not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Melody is not, which is probably why they are not saying her name as well.
Okay.
She probably does not have, she probably has not like taken any type of release for them to use like old footage and stuff, because which they do that a lot. Bravo is good for doing that too. And maybe that's the TV land too. Like they don't want you to still be focused on that old person who not there anymore. But like I said, Destiny meet up with him, and so he tell Destiny and us that he is moving Arion in, honey, well, into
It
his
is investment property.
right, because Destiny had to clarify, like, y'all moving in together, which he's so funny because he gonna say he hopes that this is like a sign to her to show like his commitment by moving her into the investment property. And like I say, when Destiny kind of wants clarification of if they're moving in together or what, and he says, well, no, that has to happen once they get married. So she says, well, are you thinking about getting married? And he's like, well, I've been thinking about it. So he goes in the confessional and describes how she's a great wifey material. And all I could do was really laugh. Like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Because not for nothing, I don't know that you need to convince us that she wifey material. I guess you just need to make sure
Convince
she's
yourself.
You didn't fuck up your whole damn, busted up your whole family for the girl. So at all costs, I hope that she is wifey material. I don't think we the ones that need convincing, sir. Yeah, sounds like you convincing yourself, or I don't know. And let me just woman to woman. Let me just go here and say this. To everybody out there looking for love and praying for love to find you, I pray that the love never finds you that settles for you, because their heart is somewhere else and they've messed it up so bad that they can't get back to it. And so the only thing that they're able to do is to go ahead and choose you. I pray that that never finds you. I pray that you find a love that is for you and not settling for you. At least that's the love I pray for myself, because Ariel, honey, oh baby, I hope you get everything you waiting on and supposed to get from this man. Because you should have moved around a long time ago.
Yes.
But now Miller's out the picture, and that's what I'm trying. Like I want to place myself in her shoes, because I want to know the story she telling herself about this. I want to know the story. Is she telling herself she's a winner?
Girl, yeah, she telling herself a winner. I just couldn't understand. I'm like, is he buying the furniture? I'm pretty sure she has a place that she's staying. Where's her furniture? I assumed he was buying the furniture for the investment home to stage it.
Well, if it's an investment home, it sounds like that's just a temporary place for you to stay, which Listen, that's why I'm curious too. I wonder what the story is that she's telling herself in her head about these moves, about what they're discussing about, because that's what he said, that they've discussed about their future together. I don't know how moving into his investment property, because that sounds like it's the intent is to sell it. Like if it's not already on the market. I mean, I guess you pull it off the market while you letting somebody use it, but again, it feels very temporary. It's not something that he's giving you and placing your name. That's what I mean. Like, I wonder what story is she telling herself about this man? Because that, like, these things, I guess they look like love, but it don't feel like love. How about that?
Yeah.
And like I say, it feels like settling. It feels like, okay, Mel is finally out the picture. He finally, I guess, got it through his brain, because he also let Destiny know that, because that's what she asked him. She said, well, I thought when a man knows, he knows. And he says, well, that's true, but I'm still trying to get over some things. She's like, get over what? Right? Because that's been about 6-7 years now, 5 years, something like it's been a while. And so, yeah, she say, get over what? He say, well, his divorce still feel fresh to him. He's reminded every day about his divorce.
He's reminded every day how he fucked that up.
Yeah, right. That's what I say. He's reminded every day about his divorce. Like, every time he go pick up them kids, he say, yeah, I'm reminded by the fact I got 4 kids with her.
Yes.
Thing up. And again, here we go. Because as much as he is trying not to embarrass Ariana, he stepped right in it, honey. And embarrassed her. Like again, what is she telling herself about this story? What is this her love story? Like, did she literally like dream up this scenario about this man? I mean, I guess it couldn't have been no other way, considering he was married when she started, dealing with him. So I guess it is an ending to her love story, honey. But like I said, for you ladies out there that is looking for love, waiting for love, honey, I pray that don't no man with all of this mess come finding you and trick you into thinking you in love. Okay. I'm just saying.
No, don't come get me that way. I feel like
please don't. I'm saying, please don't. Stay away.
I feel like Martell just playing around with words. And when he says that she's wifey material, he's saying that she boosts his ego.
For sure. So do whatever he wanted to do. I guess slop and lob it any time of the day, because that was your biggest issue with your current wife, or your ex-wife, excuse me. Was that she wouldn't do, or she wouldn't give you oral pleasure. So we can only
crazy.
Ariana is giving you more than enough.
But that sounds crazy when they try to say that she did it in front of all 6, the other couples.
Correct.
So how, is she a freak hoe or not, or she freaky or not? I don't get it. But yeah, also when he goes on to ask Destiny, well, how's your love life? She said she gave Lance an open book test and he failed. I'm like,
girl, Destiny is single again, as if we needed to know that, because, honey, you just need to step. This is my thing with Destiny. Destiny can get off the television too. I by mistake made the decision to follow her on Instagram because remember when she moved to here. Followers, and so she had so few. I said, well, let me just go ahead and follow. Look, here goes. She has so few. She has more than me, but I'm just
she on TV though.
Right, exactly. Okay, so she happens to release these reels in this past week, and it was like behind the scenes. In her caption, it had like getting to know me and the name. Now here's my story. Now y'all know I had to run down to the comments, and I just had to leave a comment because I am confused. I thought that's why we was watching you on the television show. I didn't realize I was gonna get to know you on this Instagram. Get her the hell off my television screen. I don't. What is we supposed to find out on Instagram that we not finding out on Love and Mirror Huntsville?
I don't know. Did you catch Tisha's live?
I think I did. Which one did? No, no. Did I go back and watch it? I feel like I went back and watched
Yeah,
it, but
like a white tennis skirt outfit.
maybe I didn't finish it. I think I didn't finish it. But yeah, you got to fill me in about that. But yeah, listen, I guess that's me. Maybe she listening. If somehow she finding my little YouTube, I would love that because maybe I can interview her or something too. Like because I feel like maybe that's her way of engaging with the audience, kind of like what I was saying about her business, her not really realizing that she's not connecting with the audience. But again, as soon as you like, my name, now here's my story. Girl, why would I need to be on your Instagram to find your story? I am literally watching you every Saturday night to get some glimpse of your story. Even this is the only scene Destiny had, and we found out zero.
No.
She asked
found out she need a man, and Martell said,
yeah, what else is new? Because that's been ever since she been on here.
Martell said he can coach her to get a man.
At this point, maybe he needs to. Maybe he needs to curve so she can know how to finagle these guys. Because how did you give this guy an open book to you, and he gets somebody else pregnant?
Because it was
all for real. Like those the optics that we working with. I don't know what the like I say, I don't know what the time frame is. Maybe the girl was already pregnant when he started dealing with Destiny. Same with the we going with the Moses thing. Like clearly half of these 15 years y'all was knowing each other, the man was in prison. So you know what I mean? Like so it wasn't all of what it was cracked up to be, but at the same time, you gave a man an open book to you, and he got somebody else pregnant. Like, he must didn't like what he was reading?
It was wait a minute, it was fiction. It was fiction. He wanted a nonfiction book or autobiography.
Yeah, he wanted something else, right? I don't know. Like that's what I mean. Like Destiny, you don't even play it right. So yeah, all she did, she didn't respond to my comment. But here's the weird thing: she liked it. I was looking for an answer, honey. Like,
you liked it because you commented.
Yeah, I'm for sure it was, but that doesn't say I wanted an answer though. Like, I'm serious, Destiny. I want to know, what am I supposed to be finding over here that you ain't putting over here on this show? Or is that her slide? Like, I wish we could get answers to that. Like, I really wish we could, because does she feel like she's giving and it's not being shown? Because I guess that could be very valid and true. Like, they literally could. That could only be why she is still on here, is because her proximity to Martell, and Martell needing somebody to be able to film with. Now, once Ariana get on here, honey, it might be later for Destiny, unless Destiny gonna then bring her baby over and they be having play dates and stuff. But I do like, now that I'm thinking about that out loud, that literally is probably nobody is interested in Destiny. She just holds a thread to keep it Martell in the mix, because nobody else is filming with Martell.
Well, I think they will start. I don't think he's really worried about filming.
Well, no, he's not.
Because he is his own damn story. He's so arrogant. He's like, F them.
I think he like F them because I think he feels like he got the upper hand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that definitely Destiny, I don't know, she talked about her move from downstairs or upstairs to downstairs in this storage unit building. So I guess she's, he kind of looked at her like, we still doing that, Destiny? I'm like, okay. Um, to me, she should have had him meet her in her new move, the storefront or whatever it's supposed to be.
Well, that's why I'm kind of thinking that she really is like that's why I say I would be interested to hear from her if she feels like she's filming certain things and they're not being shown for her.
I
Because
don't
the
believe
way
so.
that she is showing up, it does feel like she's only here to pull Martell into the story. Like she's the one that can film with Kimmy and Tisha, right? And still go back and film with Martell. Um, she the one that's gonna be able to get them all in the room together. She don't, you know what I mean? Like,
I think Maurice will always probably film with Martell though. It seems
well,
like he
we
always
gonna
kind of
see
been
after
that
next
way.
week because it sounds like he about to sit down and cuss him out next week. So I don't know.
But it seems like he always tried to be the level-headed one.
Yeah, he's for sure. I think for sure he does, but I think we can't negate that his last name is Scott.
Right. Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if he gonna ride with his brother regardless, he's not gonna
Yeah.
take Martell's side. So that's what I mean by Destiny just kind of being in a neutral space, even though we know that what her history is to Martell. I don't know that she's already played herself that she's not going to just um I guess, uphold Martell. You know what I mean? So,
Uh-huh.
like I said, she's the one that seems to be able to float between the two. Because even now, when we think about Nell, Nell for sure wouldn't be able to, whether they got into it or not. Nell does have an allegiance to Mel, whether she's still on here or not. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so now I'm thinking maybe they are just using Destiny, and Destiny said, "Well, let me just get a check on me."
So I ain't got to get back on that government assistance.
I'm saying right, like, and I guess can't nobody be mad about that. I'm tired of it. I just want, like, I don't. It really annoys me for reality stars to give very bare minimum on the show that they're on, and then go onto another platform and give all of this stuff that you could be giving on this show. I'm not here for it. That's kind of why I think I was kind of that way with Portia's YouTube. I'm not here for it. Like I watch you on what I want to watch you on. Every so often, cool. But like on the like me trying to tune in to every video you drop and stuff. I'm okay. I'm okay on that. I don't care to see her and Dennis. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do whatever they do. I don't really care. I like Portia, but I'm saying like I watch you on what I want to see you on. And so if you want to do YouTube, I guess get off of the Housewives. Yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, let's move on to the next scene, which this is cool. And here, this is what I love. Now I'm gonna give Marceau some more props. I don't know why I do like Marceau. Like the
Good for TV.
he's good for TV, but I like him. Like if I'm gonna go to Black, I'm going to find Marceau so I can go have a conversation with him. Okay,
Yeah.
we gonna chop it up, Marceau. Like we gonna chop it up. I'm gonna let you know I'm with you, brother. Like, and I hear you, and I consider myself a feminist. So I mean, I mean it to say, like, I just think that he's all around a good guy. And we're gonna get more into I don't know what you ladies kind of deem as good men, but we're gonna have to dissect some of those characteristics and really kind of talk about if those make good men or not. Okay. But anyway, we catch up with Marceau at the site of Scott Manor. We see these big, large beams. I mean, we see that it's up. I don't think we even noticed before when they was going to the site that it was kind of up on this steep and kind of overlooking. Looked like.
I knew it was up that high. I knew.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that was
didn't
yes.
realize
He had to prepare the ground.
that. And so Tisha pulls up with the kids and they come in to check out the progress. Marceau basically lets us know like this is not a house that he is building. We can tell from them large ass beams
Yes.
that this is going to be a mansion. Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Kind of like Chateau Charest, put me in the mind frame of the idea she had about that Chateau Charest. But like I say, Tisha pulls up with the kids. They start to discuss some of the new developments that they have going on. Marceau speaks about how proud he is of his kids, and they talk about MJ being older, getting ready to go to college. They and like I say, discussing some of the projects. Tisha then kind of demands that she wants her brokerage office done first before because he's working on what they was calling it, something street, Jones Street.
Oh, whatever for Kimmy now.
Kimmy and Maurice, the restaurant, and then her brokerage, and then it's something else that he had going on, but she kind of want her done first. He kind of gives her a 30 to 45 day window. She say 30.
He said 30 business days.
Right, he say 30 business days, and then he starts to brag on how he is a good husband, how she got her a good husband. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna say she does. I'm gonna go as far as to say she does. And anybody out there talking any other way, y'all some miserable ass beep beep.
Exactly. She got a good man, Savannah.
She got a good man, Savannah. And that's why I said we're gonna have to get into a discussion about what y'all classify as a good man.
Exactly.
Because, honey, what you say? No problem. I'm gonna get it done. You see what? Yes, you see what he got working on for her and the family. Like, yes, honey.
Yes.
We are not. Tisha, like I said, I am so glad that I don't know who you got to talk to you and who wrapped you up and got you together, but I'm so glad you on the same page with your husband and not following these miserable ass women out here in these streets, because they will have you single and sitting up here trying to figure out what you done got yourself into, because men like Marceau, baby, I don't think they make them like them no more, for real.
Girl, no.
That's
who
just
building houses,
huh?
I said, who building a house for their family?
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Like, you can
build damn shit.
Let alone build you a whole house, honey. Like, you can't get them to go get a job at Wendy's.
Girl.
So yeah,
you better stop listening to these miserable women who ain't got a man.
That's right. And don't know one from the back of their hand if they have.
Exactly.
Because you should, like, single or not, because I'm single. Like I said, I'm single as a Pringle. But I know a good man when I see one. Hear about it, anything. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a good man. Because what else? What is it, other thing that you would want? To be able to ask your husband to do something for you, and he goes and gets it done.
Exactly. He's a good provider. He's a good father.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What is it that you can ask for?
And as far as she can see, he ain't cheating on her.
Well, there we go again. Who else is giving you this information? Martell is a proven liar. And I'm even saying, I'm not suggesting that Martell doesn't have something he's trying to get out, but all I am saying is that he's a proven liar. Like,
exactly.
That is the fact. Like,
I'm saying this, until they start looking funny in her eyes.
That's right.
I'm gonna be here with my man. You know what I'm saying? He taking care of a house. He building me a house. Move along.
Yeah, move around, miserables. Right.
Yes,
because
honey.
That's the only one talking that mess. And so then Tisha just kind of discussed, like, she had some other ideas to talk, I guess, why she wants this office done. And she brings up her mom. He kind of got some funny little stuff to say about her mom. Like we said, one thing, I think he said some off-the-cuff things about her mom in reference to her mom. But I feel like we mentioned it last week. he does not disrespect her
He
mom.
does not.
And that's another thing. Like he doesn't disrespect her. So that's another issue I have with some of the commentary as where it concerns Marceau is the way. Even Wanda said it, the way he speaks to her. I've not seen him speak to her in a way that felt that it was disrespectful or that outside.
It
I
just
think
seems
maybe
kind of chauvinistic,
below.
like.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, he does. But this is what I'm not. I am not mad at a man who has a chauvinistic idea, but he
Yes,
lives up to what his chauvinistic
that's the
idea says. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yes,
How many men walking around here asking for women to be submissive, and they're not paying bills. They're not like you want a woman. I actually went out on a date with a guy. And we brought up the issue about a woman cooking every day. So he made it clear that he expected his woman to cook every day. And so I said, okay, well, am I working and contributing to the house? Because, yeah, thank you. Thank you. If you want me to cook every day, I shouldn't have to go out this house and work and contribute to this home. Excuse
exactly.
me, sir.
What was his answer?
His answer was yeah, like he did. And so that's what I told him. Like, no, if I have to go out and work, then we both gonna be cooking up in this sucker.
That's right, because it's 50-50 at this point.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Now just to flip it up, here's what I'm okay with. But like I had to clarify this with him just because of where I am in my life. As long as doesn't require me to cook, like if you just want me to make sure you ate, you know what I'm saying, then I can do that because maybe it's me going to order out. But me standing over the stove, cooking every single day, no, sir. Not when I got to get up and work. Now, bringing in something to eat for you know what I'm saying, for the household to eat, or going to, Walmart, picking up that rotisserie chicken, you know what I'm saying, like, and coming in, throwing in a few sides or something. Now, like I said, I'm mad making sure you eat, but the requirement that I need to cook, that it need to come from these hands, is a no-go if you're not paying all of the bills. And then when I say all the bills, I mean
all of them.
we need to be living in a comfortable space, like not we not penny pinching and yeah, you know what I'm saying, like there we go. But that's my point about what me and Canada, you'll sit up and have these ideas and want something from women, but you're not living up to what it takes to get that. Because I do agree with, I don't know, I think it was Cash Doll. It's funny that I'm using her as the reference. But what she said was really, it was true. Women will naturally submit if the natures are added up right. So if there is a man who's given, because what is it for her to do?
Yeah.
If she's, and I think the nature of a woman is to care for and to, you know what I mean, do that. So as long as you don't have a woman sitting up wrecking her brain about how she got to pay the light bill and the cell phone and the rent and the car note and the insurance and this and that, if all she worried about is what are we eating today, then I think you can rest assured that your ass gonna eat every day.
Exactly. But if I got to get out here and pay half of the mortgage, half of everything else,
yeah, no.
No.
Needless to say, we're not dating anymore, in case you were wondering. That was the first and last date, as a matter of fact.
Because you can't have those old-fashioned views, and then, because Big Daddy, he took care of Big Mama. Big Mama stayed at home with the kids.
That's right.
Now, exactly. And that's why she was submissive. If I got to get out here and make as much or more than you,
we got a problem, Sherlock.
Houston, there's a problem.
Hey, Charlie Brown, thanks for joining us. You say no bills. I am so glad that you agree. Let me put the comment up. You agree, because that is correct. Like you can't want that and then expect her to get up. Like, no, we're not doing that.
And that's what I liked about Marceau. He was a man of his word. He didn't want his wife working, and he provided for her
comfortably as well.
Yes, comfortably. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
a good life. And she
Mm-hmm.
decided that was not enough for her, and she wanted more.
And
So
that's okay as well.
yes, exactly. But girl,
Mhm.
I hate when people get up there and go, "Oh, she should divorce." What? What are
Yeah,
we talking about?
yeah.
Like we know these people in real life.
They've been dealing with losers too long.
Girl,
You need to change your
exactly.
circle, honey. Like,
Girl, because honey, I'm pretty sure their bank account is looking very nice.
hmm, yeah,
The only the only thing I had an issue with is how she stated that in that house that they redone that they're living in, that there's only one bathroom. I'm like, what the hell?
yeah.
I'm
She
like, you
did.
could have turned a closet into a bathroom and added on. Now you doing all this. Y'all could have made an extra bathroom because it looks like this is going to be when they move out of it some kind of investment property.
Right.
So most people are looking for a house with
But I
more than one
wonder
bathroom.
if they maybe just to keep the cost down, if it's a flat, because that's what it kind of looks like. Because I don't feel like has she did a tour.
It's one of those kind of houses, like it's a multi-level house to me. That's what it
Okay,
looks
so it
like.
is.
But you could, girl, I've seen people talk
Well,
old
yeah.
houses. And all that stuff he know how to do, he could have made her a bathroom.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Because my uncle did it in one of his old houses.
I agree.
But other than that, I think the house looks very nice that they're staying in. But I just didn't realize it was one bathroom there. I said, oh,
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't either. I assumed that they probably have more. You're right.
yep.
Well, our next scene, we get Maurice, honey. So Maurice said he felt like Marquez should have a chance to say his side of things. What he did was, like we said, he sat and listened to them two bozos, and he realized that this couldn't be the whole story, right? Even though some of it was, but but his intuition said he needed to get another side, another perspective. Okay, so he calls Marquez to the office so that they can talk about it. And so let me see. Oh wait, okay, I went too far from my notes. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute, what did I say? So what I say, needless to say, Marquez is running the same line about the contested divorce. He contested divorce because the children's names weren't listed in the divorce, and he was told something about if he signed it. I don't believe that the kids' names weren't in it. That doesn't. Hmm.
My question is the paper that she was showing. Well, I know we're not there yet, but she was showing. Wasn't that marked? Didn't he say September of 2024?
I couldn't figure out.
I thought last season.
Like that's why I didn't like that scene. That scene was so chaotic. And then too, like going back to him and crashing out, like that's a scenario that I would have crashed out in. Don't come slamming those paper in my face and pointing all the shit like it's right here. Like that's some shit that had me going upside your head. Like who the hell do you think you're talking to? First of all,
Yeah.
like
Okay, we'll get there because I got a lot to say. A whole lot.
like, first of all, let's start there, right?
Girl. Okay, we back to Maurice and Marquez because, honey, I got a lot to say about that scene there, girl. A lot.
So he's still going on about that's the reason why the divorce is contested. Maurice asked, are they using lawyers? So he confirmed that they do not have lawyers.
What?
Yeah, he said they're not using lawyers. I feel like that makes sense to me. He don't have no money. Like that makes sense to me that they filed the paper. Oh, and Trish kind of confirmed when she said she used Mel and Martell's paperwork to file hers. It made sense that they probably went on Legal Zoom, you know what I'm saying, like and pulled their own paperwork or whatever to do it. And so my thing with whatever Marquez is talking about, I feel like there is something that was wrong on the paper. Maybe somebody's name was spelled wrong or something like that. But I mean, and they are legal documents, so it was correct. Like I feel like whatever he's saying something that is right. but I think like the contents of what he said, like I think the kids were listed. I just feel like maybe they had like a name spelled wrong or something, like a, you know what I mean, like it wasn't as accurate as it should have been, and he used that to not sign the paperwork. And like I said, that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go for it because it is a legal document. And when somebody turn around and tell you that 5 million times, then fine. Be like, well, no, that that E shouldn't be there. Fine. You know what I'm saying? That you in a divorce still. He confirmed they're not working with lawyers. Maurice asks, is the main thing the children? He's like, okay, well, the main thing is the children, just kind of trying to get a sense of what Marquez's issue is, right? Why he's pushing this thing. And then Marquez kind of says, well, no, me and Trish really need to work out our differences if it's going to go any further. And so now he goes into this rant, which I guess Maurice is kind of saying, like that this man is a little unhinged and delusional in a sense.
Lulu. He said, Trisha never said she didn't want him.
That's exactly what she said. Like that's exactly what he said. Wait,
and he gave her the kid.
Not before he said he met up with Ken and everything went good, and he said, and I started to see why Trish fell in love with him. And Maurice said, "Oh yeah," he said, "Well yeah, because he's like her dad. I can never be like her dad." And Maurice is like, "Oh okay," like he said, "I'm for sure there's some other reason than you just not like her dad." And so Maurice asks Marquez, like, well, do you think you've done anything wrong? Which that to me, that's why we do like Kimmy and Maurice in a sense, is because on both levels, they both seem to be open-minded and know how to communicate well. Because when you are having conflict, when two people are having conflict, I say this a lot to the people around me. But a lot of times, instead of focusing on like what the other person like did, because everything like there's cause and reaction, right? But sometimes you can just kind of look into your own actions, reactions, whatever those things are, and decide like where you can make different choices about how certain things are playing out, whatever the results are, and things like that. I think what I remind people is like you only control yourself. You don't get to control other people, and so with that being said, you really can only think about what you can contribute or not contribute to a situation. Okay, that's my life lesson for that's my talks for y'all. And so Marquez responds that now here's where he is Martell 2.0, baby. So Marquez responds, he said, well, I didn't leave a long time ago. I know Maurice just wanted to put his head in his hands. Like, what the hell did I get myself
talking about? Yes.
I know he just wanted to be like anybody got a gun.
Because I'm only doing it for the show because I really don't even give a damn.
He describes a scenario. Marquez describes a scenario in which he felt sorry for Trisha, that he only stayed with her because she ended up going through this stuff with her family and he couldn't leave then. And Maurice kind of asked him, we said, well, okay, fine. But let's see this. If you feel like you didn't want the job and somebody comes in and now they're doing the job, he like, why are you pissed off about it? And what did Marquez, let me see, did I put, oh, that's what he said. He said, Marquez tells him like, Trish never said she didn't want me. Exactly. And so Maurice said, well, that's what divorce papers are for. Like, yeah, right. Like, duh, I think
he said he's the one who filed for divorce first.
Well, oddly enough, goes back to the conversation we was having about Trish and Ken and Marquez and the divorce, and it being 5 years that he was gone, and her not filing for the divorce until Ken was the one kind of pushing her.
Yeah.
The point is that's the message that you're seeing, is that you did, that it was something holding you back in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? So that's why we were saying last season, that Ken probably should have backed off and let her do what she was going to do on
Yes.
her own. Because maybe you'll kind of find out if he's right or not. Because, like I said, we know that he's not the brightest crayon in the box, but he ain't saying what he's saying for no reason at all either. Now, like I say, I ain't saying it's all true. Just saying. Now, but at this point, she filed for the divorce, and what we all agree is she don't want you no more, man. Um, so at this, Marquez kind of, I think he describes them being best friends. Maurice kind of gets him along the page of knowing that it's time for you to find you a new best friend.
Exactly. He's a dreamer.
Yeah, you're a dreamer, honey, and
He's a dreamer.
it's yeah, so
he's stuck. And I feel like that Marquez. I just when he said, I think he stayed in the marriage because his dad told him, you know how people do what folks say, oh, well, you're not going to be married that long. You'll be done in 5 years. So once he passed the 5 years or whatever, that's one of the reasons why he was so eager to stay in the marriage. But he realized that after the first year, it wasn't for him. Because I don't know, just looking at them two, Trisha and Marquez, I'm like, what kind of household do they have? Because he seems like he is not a provider.
He seems like a kid.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean, if I didn't know how old he was, I would have thought he was in his 20s. He's a nice looking guy. I would have put him in his late 20s, very early 30s. Mm-hmm. And with the mental capacity of a teenager.
For sure.
So I'm
I would chalk it up to them really just being teenagers.
Love.
I feel like as I kind of go through some of my history with my other significant other or ex or whatever that would be, it's confusing to figure out how we ended up together as well. We don't seem like a match that should have been, but I think part of that is the youth, the youngness. And then too, when you add all the other factors like kids, like getting married, then there is this need of like holding on to something. Like it probably was something. Listen, that's why I say he just was marteling. I feel like he really only said that to make it a dig. You know what I mean? Because I feel like too, you was probably trying to stay in something because at some point you did want to make it work. Now, do you want to be honest about why you were trying to make it work? Because that's what you kind of believed in, and you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you didn't want your kids to have, like a broken home. Like those are the things. And I think too with their age group, because that's kind of in my age group, I'm 45. You probably didn't have nobody talking to you for real about what they should have been talking to you about, where it pertains to holding your family together and keeping a marriage and what roles a person should have in the marriage. I feel like Trish probably had been taking care of that guy for a long time. And so him leaving was probably a relief for her. But it probably was scary too. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know. I agree with you. What kind of house did they have? They had some type of house, honey. And he want to hold on to it. It seemed like he kind of feel like I'm back now. Like
honey, I'm home.
Yeah, right.
Daddy's home.
I do think they was just young. I don't think nobody had no guidance.
Well, they both came from parents that were married, though.
But that don't mean anybody was talking to you about it. I feel like the generation ahead of us, I think they did a really good job of telling you, but not showing you, or explaining. So it's like you had expectations that were put on you, but nobody kind of showed you how to get there or explained how to get there. I feel like that might have been some of, some of just their dynamic. And like I say, just being young in general. Got married, had babies. Now you kind of feel stuck.
Do you think they got married first or they had the baby first?
They probably had the baby first, but I don't know.
I assume too.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that.
Or got pregnant first. Like maybe, yeah, you
Yeah.
know.
Alrighty. So where we at?
So we back where Tisha is riding in the car with her son. They having a conversation, and it is his 18th birthday. That's MJ.
Yes.
She's talking to him about getting ready to go away to college. He wants to go to Michigan. She's telling him that's too far. And she's also just kind of telling him yeah, like this is real life. And the funny thing is, I think she's right about some kids when they go away to college. Like you more than likely might not come home. Now you probably might come for a little while, but you know, like, so she mentioned to him that she never went back home when she went away to college. And so for her as a mom, I think that's sinking in to
Yeah,
her.
she's having separation anxiety.
Their reality is that, you know, hey, he's about to go off. And the reality is that this may
It's
be
not
the
her
last
baby no more.
home full time.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going through that, you know, it is a shift, and it is something, it's humbling. I'll say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
It
my son is closing on his house on Tuesday.
Okay.
And I'm like, because we're going to Vegas on Wednesday. So when I come back, you best to be moved out. He said, I'm moving out in 2 weeks. Well, you better get them keys and be out.
Okay. You better hurry up. So nice. I'm glad he getting him a home. Congratulations.
Yes.
But he tells, so then he kind of says, I think she's asking him like if he's gonna miss her, and he kind of says he's gonna miss his dad more. And then she says, well, how do you see me? And he says, well, I see you as the line that keeps me together. You know, so in her confessional, she kind of says, now this might be the part, but here we go. Like, this is where we're talking about those old school chauvinistic type of ways. So yeah,
He's
Mark
just like his daddy.
probably does not participate a lot in the rearing of the kids. He's there, he has fun. Now this is because this, I feel like the fact that he feels like he's able to have fun with his dad and everything, that's a good thing. But what we realize is that, and I feel like this is a lot for a lot of households, whether it's two parent or one parent. The mom is kind of the one that's just holding everybody together. You keeping up with everybody's schedule. You feeding everybody. You know when this person got to be here, when that person got to be there. And then you keeping everybody in line like that. Like the woman is the one who running the household. Like
Exactly.
that's so, so she does go into her confessional and she explains that. And again, I'm loving that she's explaining that with the confidence that she has, because it's nothing wrong with what she's explaining. Like she's not explaining somebody who is mean to everybody when he comes home from work, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not paying attention to your kids, even if it is fun. Like I say, the idea that he feels like he's gonna, what did he call his dad? A pillar?
The pillar.
Yeah, he referenced him as the pillar for him. I think that's excellent. Excellent way for him to look at his dad.
Yeah.
So like I say, and I understand where she's coming from as a mom, but I didn't take it as that there's some flaw that's in their marriage. I thought that's par for the course, right?
Yeah, because most times in my household, my mom was a disciplinary. My dad was the one that was more laid back as we were growing up as kids. And even like me and my daycare kids were talking about this the other day. My daycare kid, she's 10. And she's a white little girl. And we were talking about some of the kids, one little girl was talking about she never sees her dad. And the little white girl was like, she just couldn't fathom that. Like, what? And I was like, some households are like that, and she's like, well, she was saying that her mom is, basically the disciplinary. She take care of everything. She said, this little girl, she swims. She said, my dad got me to my swim meet late because he didn't know, but her dad he's the jolly, go have fun, whatever. But he don't know what time nothing goes on. See,
Right.
whereas the mother has the schedule and all that. And I just think that's really how a lot of women are. They know everything that's going on. They running the household. They making sure they taking care of the checking account. Because
yeah, right.
we doing the books. We doing help the kids with their homework.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that MJ, to me, he seems just like his dad to me. I said, look at a little smirk on his face. And he has a good example for a father.
I agree. I think, like I just said, I don't think they make him like Marcel anymore.
No.
And so, if he can take some of those types of qualities,
Yes,
and share that with another little black girl, that would be so wonderful. Mm-hmm. Notice how I put through
yes.
that, honey. Like, yes, and go ahead and go to Michigan, honey, because that's what we want you to find you another little another little chocolate, okay, like your mama. Um. Okay, so we did like that scene with them too.
Yeah, I like it.
We back with Trish and Ken. Okay, so they are at the house, all right, and basically talking about how they need to set some boundaries with Marquez. So they waiting on him to get over. Also, the friend is her name Sharon. She's gonna come over too because they agree that Marquez owes her an apology.
How do you feel?
I didn't think that. I felt like he could give her an apology if it ever came to him being in the same room as he did in this place, but them kind of feeling like they was going to force him to give her an apology, I thought was dead wrong.
Especially on camera? For
yeah,
what?
I thought that was dead. But luckily he ended up just saying it out his own mouth on his own accord. I guess I don't know if anybody had any conversation with him before that prompted all of that, because that's the other thing with Marquez. Like, you can tell he's in this space of this is new and he's trying to perform, like, but he's trying to tell the truth at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. He seems really confusing. Here we go again. So Marquez get there, and of course he rings the doorbell. Ken and Trish have a 30-second, or let's say a 5-second discussion about who gonna get the door, as if you don't know who at the door. Okay, so seemed like anybody could have got up.
And why is the door unlocked?
Well, because you got 32 people in your house already, but we supposed to think it's just y'all two sitting there.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Like, you got 32 people sitting there. So Marquez walks in.
He rings the doorbell.
He did ring the doorbell, yeah. But before anybody could get up, because like I said, they took the 5 to 10 seconds to look at each other and try to figure out which one was gonna go get the door.
Yeah, he's trying to hit his cues, girl.
Marquez walked in the door, honey. He didn't walk on in. Look, Ken ain't have a chance to get up out his seat. So they kind of look at each other, and Trish now she ready to be on 10. He walked in again. Did anybody say come in? So Ken just tell her, like, calm down, which, yeah, shut the F up. Like, y'all know why this man is here? Like, it's not like y'all chilling on the couch watching a movie for the night and he just walked his ass in your house.
Because he's you guys' storyline. And I am so tired.
Y'all invited him there. Like, you know that he's coming. Like, get here.
I wrote in my notes, I said, I hate it here. I hate it here. Where's Miss Nell and Chris? I was like,
yeah, you're right. You're right. Because literally, and that's what and here comes Trish talking about, and I'm sick of her with because I don't want to go from 0 to 1,000. Like, girl, go to 1,000, because we are waiting.
Girl.
Go to 1,000. I was like, hello, what else is it? Let me see. So I said she get there, then I say Trish. So they kind of start with a little back and forth. I don't have the notes about what they were saying back and forth in between them, because I know
about a drink. Where was his drink at?
Oh, where was his drink? Because the friends show up in the midst of that. When the friend come, that's when he said he apologized for the last time he saw her. But I was cracking up when he offered her a drink. Talking about you want something to drink. I was like, did you forget you got?
Because I'm thirsty.
He said, well, shoot, I want something to drink. Like,
You know what? Where's the hospitality? You invite me over here to film a scene. You don't have a drink out here for me.
and he cussed you out as
Well,
soon as you walked through the door.
yeah. Now
I wouldn't come back over there no more if I was him.
I think Miss Sharon was gagged.
She for sure was, because what I think too, because we talking about Trish being kind of like this evasive type of person. So I think she explained to her that she needed her to film, but I feel like that girl is there to get more out of Trish. And I don't think that she understood that. So I don't think she planned on being here for all of this shit that was going down.
All of this fuckery here. This lady was like, what? Hold on, Ken? Girl, I said, I feel like Ken has always wanted to have a confrontation with Marquez. I feel like he has an animosity because he know that woman don't want to marry him. And evidently, she must be still having dreams about Marquez. Because there's,
I hope not. Because girl, you got to be a damn fool to be still dreaming about that man.
I bet you so, because it's something she liked about him, something she liked about him that she do not like about Ken.
Now I can say that. Yeah,
Ken does not give her, Ken don't even. To me, he should give her the space. You like we said. First of all, who wants to get divorced and then jump right and get married again?
Right.
And they shouldn't even be playing house at this point. She's not even married.
Well, that's why I say Ken just really give me like the creeps, because you are way too thirsty to have this role that nobody has handed to you. So he like,
said, this is my family.
That's what I was just about to say. So that fast forward to in my notes I say Ken finally gets the sentence out that he has been dying to tell Marquez. So to your point, I agree that Ken has been placing himself in this position that he wants peace, because what would he look like telling us that he wanted anything other, right? You with this lady who has these kids. And so to be a likable source, you would need to present yourself as a person who wants peace between this whole family. Yet you take every opportunity to throw jabs at this guy. And so you let it come out your mouth like, oh, these are your kids, right? You know, we agree. These are your kids. These are your kids. So the guy say, yeah, okay, well, this is my family. It was like, did you want the mic to
drop? Girl.
Because that ain't even your family, dude. Like, you actually are in, like, she ain't committed, like, she hasn't committed marriage to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, yeah, you filling in. And I agree with Marquez. Like, you're doing, I guess, what you should be doing. You're trying to court this lady. She has these kids. You're going to have to pay them attention if you want to get her attention. That's what you're doing. Yeah. Yes. That's what you're doing. You're playing the long game. That's what you're doing, or trying to. So, you know, but I didn't like that coming out of his mouth, because like I said, that's what you've been wanting to do. And you keep, every chance you get, you keep trying to demean him. And like I said, the truth is enough. Like, you don't even need to go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you do go there says that that's an insecurity in you, because you don't even need to.
That's why I said he's definitely wanted to have confrontations with him. He feels like Marquez is smaller than him, and that he could possibly whip Marquez's ass. But I don't think it might, because when Marquez stood up, and then because he stood up, Marquez has stood up, and he gonna tell Marquez to sit down. He's like, no, you know, just because you got all the muscles over there looking like the Hulk,
right?
Girl, I'm like, no. And then how he got all up in his face the whole time. I felt like Marquez kind of, you know, was trying to talk at a level where he was trying to be cool.
He was trying to keep it cool, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all know, like, we all know that he is unhinged. You know what I mean?
Like, he's like, he is unhinged. Ken is
Ken
unhinged.
was in that moment. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure Ken was. And I think it
he
was
has
because when you said
several
that
moments
to
where he's
him,
been
you didn't
unhinged.
get the reaction out of him that you thought. You thought he was
Exactly.
going to spaz out, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And he didn't. And okay, because you had no business saying that to him. And that's the thing too. Like here's the other part. You keep throwing up what he's not doing for his kids. If he wanted to do them, I guess he never would have left. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something that you can throw in a person's face who actively chose to not, you know what I'm saying? Like to not be involved in those ways. I ain't saying that that's not something Marquez regrets. All I'm saying is I don't know that you can use that over somebody's head. Because if it was that important to him, you would not have had the opportunity to be up in, in the place the way you are.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Which is why that's why he keeps trying to use that as a point of contention, like to get to Marquez.
So then when they get,
Meanwhile,
go ahead.
I was just saying, meanwhile, Trish ain't saying much of nothing.
No. I I hate them. I swear to God, I do. I think I almost hate them as much as I didn't like Tiffany and her husband. I didn't like Tiffany.
Oh, I know I couldn't stand Tiffany Whitlow, honey. Oh my God.
Girl, because she wanted to be the pot stirrer, but then she couldn't stand in her shit when the shit came back on, and then wanted
Yep,
Karen
yep,
out. Want to be
yep,
want to be
yep.
that Karen. Girl, I couldn't stand her with a
Mm-hmm.
passion. That's how I'm feeling about Trish.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that the whole time, because we know this is a show, this is what it is. But when you go and get the papers, then you want to show Sharon, and why? Because you keep talking about we don't have to talk about past things, but that's what we're talking about, past things. And then I feel like the conversation really needs to be between her and Marquez, all this other shit, because I think Ken need to move out, get back.
Which is
This
probably
has
why they need a lawyer or a mediator or
an
something.
arbitrator. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a bit much, and it's a little bit too much for TV. But remember the other time when Ken ran off the rails, and when she told everybody to get up out of her house when he was acting a fool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So to me, I feel like Ken is the one who's unhinged. He's the one who wants to act a fool on TV because he's the one who wants to be on TV, because that's the reason why she
Mm-hmm.
said she did it, because Ken wants to be on TV.
Well, you're probably right because I agree with you. I don't understand why you the one saying you want this piece and you the one seeming like you ready to go off at the drop of a dime.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that. And
Because
so,
even
like,
with
that takes me back to what Kimmy said. Like, well, if you like, well, the key to getting along is to get along. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, you seeming like, and that's what I mean about these divorce papers too. It's kind of like y'all not being, uh, you're not being forthcoming about whatever this is about the, you know what I'm saying, with these papers or whatever, because clearly it's something. And if he contested, like, now I have never been married or divorced, but I'm thinking he would give a reason for the contest. Like, why is nobody just being forthcoming about it? It seems that what I can say for sure is that his story hasn't seemed to change. He seemed like that's the thing he keep trying to get out over and over again, which that's why I said, like, okay, I don't necessarily believe that the kids' names was not on there, but I do think that there was some type of grammar error. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That caused him to say, okay, no, I'm not gonna sign this. And I think they know it. And it's like, why wouldn't y'all just be upfront about it? But I don't know. I
girl,
guess TV,
storyline,
that's what I was
storyline.
gonna say. I guess because it's TV, like this just keeps it on. But I'm just kind of over it. So listen, y'all, drop down in the comments. Let us know what you are thinking about this Trish and Ken storyline with Marquez and uh like, what are we even discussing? Like, are we supposed to be waiting for them to get a divorce? Like, I don't even know what we are looking for with them. Because I mean, I don't know. Like,
I'm tired.
yeah, I'm like, I don't even know what we looking for with them. Are we waiting on them to get a divorce? Are we waiting on Ken and Trish to be able to get engaged? Like, what is the goal here? Why are y'all on my
Girl,
screen?
Martell been to Mary Ariane before.
Honey,
She
you
get
ain't lying, child. You are not lying, honey.
and I don't like this
That
ever
might
happen.
be the season finale. Let Martell have his way.
But you know what? The kind of energy that he was giving Marquez is not that energy he was giving Martell. Because remember when Martell, they all were sitting there and basically Martell said she wasn't fine enough for him. That's why he ain't trying nothing. He ain't give that energy to Martell.
Well, that's because I feel that's why I think they all know that they are in Martell's pocket for the most part until somebody do something about Martell. But like as long as he holding a producer credit now, the same way with Mel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's the same way. Everybody like what they said. They was all pissed off about it, but you did what you said. Like, so I think until they figure out, and maybe that's what these other couples come in, like, is it a way that I don't know. I don't even know if they can push him out. We'll just have to see how this season does play out. Because with the Scots and them and then the Scots and if I have to be left up, I'd rather keep the Scots, all four of them. If I had to make a decision between, you know what I'm saying? Like the other ones could go. Martell could have his own little thing, and we can follow him and Ariane, I guess, building their little stuff. I was just saying.
I mean, if we just had the Scots, what kind of messiness was, because people gonna start saying it's boring.
Well,
other than Miss Wanda being on there.
I don't think I finished that thought earlier. Because I'm thinking like us being able to see like the Scott Manor and like the beams and stuff.
Yeah.
It gave me the nostalgia of maybe there's a way to bring it back to what we thought we were watching in the beginning, which was them kind of build, maybe do some stuff in the community. I think with those types of things, drama will come because they're family, they working together. It may not be the type of drama we talking about, but it'll be something, right? I don't know. I'm just saying I like them and I am interested in them and what they doing. You know what I mean? Drama or not, no drama. To be honest, like, yeah, I like them. I want to follow their story if I had to pick.
With Tisha's gonna be going live I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday after the show.
Well, I feel the same way about that I do about the others. Like Tisha, I'm not gonna be over here checking this out when you got.
I thought it was pretty informative because she talked about them being, first generation general contractors and why things are taking so long. She said,
okay, I did watch it then. Okay, I did.
And because she said nobody gave us, nobody came along to help us. She said we had to go through by trial and error and try to figure it out.
Well, that's the same thing Eugene and Toya said when it comes to Married to Medicine. And I think that viewers don't think about that, right? Because we are looking for everything to be already done, and it go back to even what I was saying about Trish and Marquez and the debacle of their relationship and stuff. A lot of stuff nobody talked to you about it. You know what I mean? Your finances, your credit, your marriage, like none of it. So a lot of stuff everybody is finding out on their own. And I think just the human part of us, like I've been telling myself this, and I tell my kids that it's a reminder. This is everybody's first time doing anything. So, like, yeah, it's their first time, building a Scott Manor, and and I guess that's why I feel like I want to watch them do that. Like, I don't necessarily need I don't need the cheating scandals and things on my television screen. Like, that doesn't give me pleasure to watch people go through this stuff like that.
Yeah, it's sad. And I would want my whatever situation I'm going through, that's, first of all, you don't want people to see you in that light. and then it's embarrassing, and then even if it's happening to you, it's happening to us on such an insignificant level, but for the whole wide world, and then people can go back and replay and rewatch and replay, and I got to feel this pain over and over and over again. I wouldn't want that. I don't take pleasure in it all to see the dissolution of anybody's relationship. And
Yeah,
for it all to play
friendship,
out.
families, yeah, like, and even like I say, we watch, we watch Housewives, and we're watching this, demise of a friendship over on there. But the thing is, we didn't start off. That wasn't the premise of us watching Housewives of Atlanta. At this point, we've just gotten attached to these stories, and so now this is what plays out. But like, and that's going back to how we got that Zeus. Like, for me, that's a Zeus type of thing. You go over there and you go find the shows where they actively cheat on each other and do all those kind of wayward things that that there's an audience for. Like, maybe your mental capacity is not that big. That doesn't hold much space for much. So but for me, it's kind of like, and that's kind of why I'm like, yeah, because even where Martell and Ariane is concerned, however way this finishes out, whether Ariane, and like I said, I'm gonna say it again. I feel like every week is another. Well, it's only been 2, but I think every week we'll get another little, maybe hints about whether this girl is filming or not. But I think the writing is on the wall is that she is.
This film, yes.
Matter of time before she'll show up. And me as a viewer, I'm not sure. I guess the drama is like I would hate to say that I would be watching her relationship play out with Martell with the thought of, let's see how long this lasts.
Okay.
Right? Because that's what it feels like. That's the only thing, unless the people who are hoping for the happily ever after are other, let's say, side chicks. I'm not a side chick, never have been. So that's what I mean. Like, I'm not, like, even though this is what it is, this is where his life is, and okay, you follow the reality, that's fine. But I'm not sure what I'm rooting for in that storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard one there.
It could be, but like that's it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, like I'm saying, like, yeah, well, you might as well marry her. You know what I mean? Like, now, like, it doesn't feel like there's a prize being won by either.
It's really messy. How the whole situation started out, and I think maybe had we not, maybe if how season 10 is starting, maybe if this is how the whole franchise started, then maybe it wouldn't be a big deal. But since we went through and seen Melody crying, I mean, because I went through.
I feel you. I agree.
And also because we got the introduction of these beautiful. To me, I thought they all was a very nice looking group of people.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, they're cute. Oh, they doing things and all this kind of stuff. And then to see the marriage fall apart, I was like, damn, that's And then I kept hoping they were getting back together.
Like, as the character, she wasn't my favorite character, but I agree with you. Like, I think there is, as a female, there was just a common link that we all just kind of, our heart just really went out to her for having to go through what we saw, and Lord only knows what we didn't see. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Like, for that. And I agree with you. They had these kids, this family. They're building this business, and just not for nothing. Like I said, Mel had not been my favorite character.
Not mine either.
But I'm just gonna say it. Ariane don't hold a candle to fucking Mel.
No. And then I feel like Ariane picked wrong, because I'm not saying, let me put it like this. I'm pretty sure Martell is doing well in life, but I think Mel was his magic sauce. Mel made him look way better. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of my point, and why I'm saying Ariane really doesn't hold a
No.
candle to her. And really, because it's not just about if she's more attractive than Ariana. Not, I'm not even about to get into that.
That,
You
yeah,
know?
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
what she brings. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
She brings a
That,
lot to the table.
like you know, when we talk about you take your sparkle everywhere we go, I don't see sparkle in Ariana.
No, I just see hot chick. Um, Mel's a boss, and when the dynamic between Mel and Martell, Mel led. Martell took a back seat to her. So in this dynamic with Ariane and Martell, um, Martell leads and Ariane does not. I don't know. I think, are you stuck? I think so. Are you still there? Am I still here? Is my internet? Let me make sure. Can y'all hear me? I don't know what just happened. Can you guys hear me? Somebody put in the chat. Okay, something happened, but yeah, I think that the dynamic between Mel and Martell was that she was more of the leader. She was the one with the general contractor's license. I don't know if Martell's got him by now, but she was the go getter. Um, Ariane saw a man that looked good and thought he had a lot. And I'm
Sorry, y'all. Something happened. I got
yeah.
kicked out real quick.
Oh, that's what happened. I'm like, I didn't know if I was stuck for a minute. Yeah, but
Go ahead.
I was saying that in the dynamic between the relationships, that Ariane plays the back role to Martell, whereas with Mel was the boss. I'm not saying I think they had a perfect situation between each other, but she's driven. I'm not saying Ariane isn't because we don't know her
Which that's
personally.
probably exactly what well, not a probably. Let's just go here. That's exactly what attracted Martell to her, and that's the reason why Martell is able to be in the position he's in because Mel helped him go back to
Yeah,
school. You see, like, and that, and what we like going back into what we talk about, what you're looking for, even in a good woman or a good man. I feel like that's a pregnant sign in a woman is if you able to meet up with a woman and she can take you from where you are here and elevate you to another place even if it's just your mental state. Like that is the type of woman that you want, not somebody who willing to sit in the same place with you. You know what I mean? Like and a lot of times that's I feel this is what I'm learning about like these or the I guess I'm quote unquote narcissist like patterns, but they'll kind of the very thing that they find attractive in you they kind of turn around and then use it against you, which is
exactly.
exactly what we kind of saw Martell do to Mel.
And, and,
But
and when he even says that Ariane is wifey material, he got the naming things right,
mm-hmm,
and the things that he kind of named is the things that to me that boost his ego. This is the
mm-hmm,
things that
mm-hmm.
he does for me. Whereas I guess Melody, independent, and I think she's the anti-Melody. So you had
Mm-hmm,
Melody
mm-hmm.
and this anti-Melody. That's why he loved Melody for what she could do. I'm pretty sure he loved her, period. But do
Sure.
you like this other girl because this other girl depends on him? So it made him
Right.
feel like something. Where
Right.
Melody don't have to depend on him for shit.
Right. Well, and Melody wasn't going to have to depend on him. I think that Melody probably never had been the person that was just like going to cater after you. I think
No.
she demanded a presence from him,
Yes.
and I feel like that made him feel good because it got him in rooms he wasn't going to be able to get in without that. And so now,
Mm-hmm.
but here we go. Now that he's here, now you can go and see the difference is you'll have her under your thumb because You're putting her up in this house. And then once you do decide to get married to her, everything you're giving and handing her, I call it having somebody in your pocket. So like now you'll have her in your pocket, and she will feel like she's not going to be able to say the things she wants to say or leave if she wants to, because you providing everything. And
Oh my God, is she being coerced? Oh God, is this going to
okay,
become another
right.
Diddy trial?
That's what I'm saying. But that's different than even the relationship we describing between Marceau and Tisha.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Marceau is going to do what he's doing, whether he married to Tisha or to any other, you know what I'm saying,
Yes.
like person. Like that was what he was gonna do. And I think for Martell, your idea just became like it became what it is because you became what you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but if you was who you was before, it was no way you could require that from Mel. You wasn't bringing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it changed because you got to where you was at, you know. But that's what, and so that's what I mean when I say like not for nothing, Ariane doesn't hold a candle to Mel, you know, like, and sucks to be you because I don't know how you can look at that and you can have a man convince you that his preference is not that.
Exactly. See, and that's why I said when he said he helping her get through nursing school, I said I'm not putting down any nurse because it's a nice profession. But I think we've been hearing about this bitch from forever, and you just now going to go to. I just feel like if she was on the same type of person or the same personality as Melody, it just seems like she would have already been doing this. She wouldn't need him to help her get through school.
Right.
I'm going to do this
I
anyway.
mean, well, as a single mom, maybe so. Maybe there's a point of it gets expensive. Like there could
They got
be
student loans.
huh?
They have student loans.
No, for sure. For sure they do. I'm just saying, like, maybe there is, I don't know, maybe there is a reason why he's helping her. And I wonder what he means by help. I guess to your point, we can only assume he means paying for it. But I don't know.
Maybe she doesn't work because she's in school full time. So he's helping her through. That's the only way I can
maybe that. Right.
That's the only way I can take it. So that's why he's putting her in his rental property or his investment.
Yeah, right. Because you got to pay it anyway, right? So,
oh my God, he fucked down instead of fucked up. He fucked down.
Yeah, well, but I feel like to your point, it was to suit his ego.
Yeah,
you know, and I think that a lot of men find themselves in this type of position. Like we talk like most of the time you feel like with men, you see them cheating, they usually seem like they're not cheating up, which kind of will bring us to some of our hot topics that we got. So listen, y'all, if you haven't already, make sure you like this video, share with your friends, and make sure you subscribe to our channels. Okay, we will be back tomorrow at 8:30 for Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 3. And now we're gonna move on to some hot topics. That's all I wanted to say. So that was the perfect segue to get me into Papoose and what's that girl, Clarissa
girl.
Now, of course, when I got kicked out just now, it took off all of my stuff, but there we go. Now, Clarissa, I know that's a big little boob all up in your face, huh? Big little titty. But she went ahead and got Papoose name tattooed up under her breast. She pulled a Amina. Remember from Love and Hip Hop? Amina did that.
I don't like her. I don't know why.
She had Peter Gunn's name tattooed up under her breastbone. And that was her proof of outside of getting her license changed, but that was her proof that they had gotten married. However, this is what I'm bringing up. That's why I said that was the perfect kind of leeway to get us into talking about Papoose and this girl, Clarissa. Now, first off, I did make I guess, a observation, because I'm not necessarily making fun of her, but the observation is that every time I kind of see her when she's talking and everything, I feel like maybe she has like a little learning disability. Like, I don't know if it's regular or if
She
she
got
just
hit in the
always
head too many times,
nervous.
girl.
Hmm.
She got hit in the head too many times.
Something like that. Yeah, it feel that way. Like, cause I'll just be like, girl, like, why every time you talking feel like you talking, like, I don't know, like you don't understand or comprehend. But this is what, like, so her and Papoose, that's her man, her man, her man. She done went off everywhere talking about how she got plans about them having a baby. Now, to my knowledge, this man is still married, right? He is still legally
I
married. We
was
know that
going
they
to
are
ask you were they
separated.
still married or not. But this is the
Huh?
best I've seen her look.
Mm. She gives me masculine vibes a
She gives
lot.
me she can't
And
dress.
for me, it's her walk. Like, it's when she put on her dress, and I should have had the video of her arriving to her match, because Papoose, now, is he her boyfriend or the driver? Because he pulls up in the, what was they, in a Rolls Royce or whatever, and he come around, opens the door for her, she gets out, she's in this, it looks like an Ivy Park, looks like the Ivy Park outfit with the crossover slits up the front. But girl, she get to walking, and she that's what I imagine in my
Wait,
mind.
wait, 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 wait. What Phaedra said like about Sweet Tea stepping on roaches.
Yeah, yes, girl. She look like she fee, five, four, fun. Like, I'm like, girl, if you don't look, drop them shoulders a little bit, like, soften up. Um, but this is my thing, like, ladies, does Papoose work? Is all his money just coming from, like, publishing and royalties? Does he have any? Because I'm not really sure. And this relationship is cringy for me for that reason, because I'm kind of thinking, I know we got all sold about him and Remy Ma with the black love, right? But I'm kind of like, black love, like, do you work? Like, because it looks like you are just like, this girl is pulling you along her coat straps, and I'm not like she got her whole life planned out, and Papoose seemed like he is just there for the ride. And so that brings us back to it. Like, ladies, this the type of man y'all running around here looking for? One that's ready, willing, and available to drive you around everywhere?
Well, I would imagine that Papoose has a lot of behind the scenes something because
You just
I
say
would
you met
imagine because I wouldn't I could not see being someone. I am a boxer. I'm making all this kind of money, and then I'm gonna take this guy who was married to this old rapper that don't have anything and pull him along. I don't think so. I think he has, some behind the scenes stuff that he do and how he makes money. Because I can't imagine that this lady is with him, arguing over him with Remy Ma, and he ain't got shit. I just can't
But that's
imagine.
what I'm thinking. I'm not necessarily saying he ain't got nothing, but I feel like I've met women. I remember being in my 20s, right? I met this girl. I worked with a girl. And she was telling us about her. She was married at the time, and she was kind of describing her husband. And she made this description. She said, he greased my scalp, and she there was parts he greased her scalp, he did this, he cooked for her, he did a lot of things, and in addition to giving her his whole check. And so when she kind of listed that, and that was the last thing she listed, was like, he, even when he came home, he gave me his check. I kind of turned around, because I didn't chime in and nothing at no other point, but then I chimed in, and I was like, and that's, you, like, you want your man to come and give you his check, like, he can't be a man. And so she she felt very affirmed, and proud of that fact. And I was kind of thinking that it was emasculating. That was like, I don't know, that was the best way for me to say it, because but that's the thought I had, is like, and that's the kind of man you want, somebody that go out and work and then he come and bring his check to you. You know, like that felt like that don't like, now I'm not, because even in my household at that time, I was the one that paid the bills. I probably wasn't the one that was making all of the money for the bills, but I was the one that made sure they got paid. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so that's different. What I never would ever expect or want is the man to go work his hard, you know what I'm saying, hard working job, whatever that may be, and then the literal sense of you coming in and handing me your money. No, I didn't want another kid. You know what I mean? Like, because that's kind of like what that felt like. And I give him his money like that he gonna spend, and I was just like, eh. Now, needless to say, they are divorced at this moment in time. And I ain't sure if it was has anything to do with that. However, it felt emasculating, and I think that some women do look for men
They
that
can
are
yeah.
easily emasculated.
Yeah, that they can
And that's
raise.
what this is given, this relationship. And maybe it's because of her stature. Like maybe it's because she giving me, like Andre the Giant tease or whatever. And so, like, are you whooping that man tail around there? Because like we don't even hear him say nothing. Like, is he okay? Papoose, blink twice. Are you in
Yeah,
agreement with this baby, or did she just run off with that?
I think he's the
Hey, Miss
background.
Logan.
So he didn't say much when he was with Remy, did he?
No, I don't think he did. I'm just look. I'm just making fun.
You know,
Because
because
not for nothing, Remy is pretty rough too. That might be his
yes,
mo.
yes, because usually there's a yin to a yang. So one person is usually quiet and reserved, and the other person is boisterous. So
Well, I don't necessarily. I don't think. Maybe is he okay? Are you okay, Papoose?
he looked like he can handle her.
Are you okay? Do you need to talk to somebody? It's okay. We have come to a point in time in this world where it is okay, and you don't have to deal with that mess either, Papoose.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, saying that. Look, okay, but listen, she do
Best
give me
I've seen
under the
her look
giant
though.
food.
That's the
Hmm.
best I've seen her look.
You're right about that though, and honey, we need to give her some what's the etiquette book? Emily Pope, honey. Do they teach you how to walk? Like, is that where you're gonna
She's going
walk
to
with
charm
on the
school.
heels with the books on your head so you can learn how to be like cute and dainty? Cause baby, pick them feet up off the ground. Like
Yeah. She need to go to charm school.
pick
Yeah.
them feet up off the ground, drop them shoulders, girl. Like, let me see you be
Some
feminine,
etiquette.
honey. Like, you can still knock the people out. Like, instead of trying to knock out Layla Ali, why don't you call her up and get some pointers from her?
Exactly.
Instead of trying to prove you can knock every bitch out around here. Like, we got it. Like,
Yeah. Jesus
now
help
can we
us.
see you do something else? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she done got the man's name tattooed on her. Now, let's just hope for her that is not the curse that sends their relationship to the depths of
Hell.
we are no longer together. Because I feel like that getting ink. I think Keisha Cole could tell us about it, right? She got that boy name tattooed on her and ain't been with him since.
Lord have mercy. I ain't never done that before.
Me either, and don't think I will. If I did do something like that at this day and age, it would be a marriage. It would be out of a marriage, and it would have some type of significance to being married to each other.
Yes.
It wouldn't be just because we love each other so much. I just thought I would go get your name on me. That's not enough.
Uh-uh.
Just say back to what was said earlier. I think Ken and Trish's story is important because we haven't really seen a couple truly co-parent. Okay, I think it's important to understand what to do and what not to do. Now, listen, I see this is what we love about being able to come on here sometimes and get these different perspectives. That's why we love it when you come in the comments, guys. Come on, don't just sit back and watch us talk to us, because
Mm-hmm.
that's a different perspective, and maybe it'll help me go into the next episodes that they are on and kind of try to look at them with a different expectation, or a set of expectations, because right now I'm tired of them.
Yes.
Maurice and
So,
Kimmy don't really show us co-parenting, and of course we haven't seen that. That's right, you're right. And they, well, Monster has graduated at this point, so we're not
yeah.
about to see it. So yeah, you're right about that. And that's a great point. Excellent point. So that is a good idea to
Yeah,
why
but
they,
what are we learning what to do? I mean, this
well,
stuff
we're
is,
learning that we do not need to set the other person off.
I mean, because this is not good co-parenting at all.
Say now, I do think all three of them are handling it wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, they need intervention. Yes, like a mediator for sure.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, and which that's what I think. And where's Dr. Francis? He's always good. Dr. Francis, bring Dr. Francis. We need you. SOS. Sit down with these people. We need
Yeah.
you. Okay, so I pulled up Mia's picture because right before we was getting on, maybe earlier, I think Mia is upset, honey. She done left Real Housewives of Potomac prematurely because I think she thought she had a whole nother life that she was about to be living. And baby, she realized ain't
Yeah.
nobody paying her no attention.
She done went from sugar to shit.
She know when she is single, honey. She is single as a Pringle. She ain't got G or the Mr. Ink. Okay, that's what
Oh
she
Lord.
answering all of these questions on this little photo. She say, "No, G and I are not back together. We do see each other every day and are deeply involved with raising our children together. So grateful. Yes, I'm single, not by choice." Ink left her ass. Ink decided he did not want to wait any longer to take our relationship to the next step, and I'm not ready nor in a position to enter another marriage right now. I have been married combined in both marriages for 15 years. I think it's fair to date and spend time with me. Although, please know, I was deeply in love with him, but actions following the separation are placing a deep wound that may not be repaired on both sides, keeping it real. Okay, so they out seeing each other. She's saying who he been fool line with, and she's saying it's a no-go. Work-life balance. Currently, I'm a proud investor, owner of the joint owner of five, the joint chiropractic clinics in Maryland and DC. Is this the same thing she was still running us? I thought they took them from her. Building out two territories for the Talks in Atlanta, founder, CEO, and the House of Mia Moore, the Messy Mia Method, luxury home organization launching soon. The glow you see, it is what happens when you let go of people and situations that no longer serve you. Surround yourself with people with high vibrations and exclude confidence. Most importantly, spend time practicing gratitude and truly putting in that self work and place your energy in spaces that fuel your soul. Is a message. I would have to agree with her on that.
Mm-hmm.
And last, we have one life to live, beauties. Live. It is not making you, if it's not making you happy or adding value, leave it where you found it. Love you forever. Mia Moore. Okay, thanks, Mia, for that little check in, honey. And those little words of affirmation. I just thought it was cute for us to give Mia because she wanted some attention. So we gonna give you some, girl, over here. Let me see what Miss Duggan say. Let me take you off the screen real quick, Miss Mia. You say, I don't think Trisha's ready to remarry, and I'm not even convinced that she doesn't. also like the same sex.
Ooh,
Okay, that right there, Miss Duggan. Whoa, spicy.
very spicy.
Hmm. Say to me, it don't seem like Clarissa. No, it doesn't, honey. I'd be like, is she like hello? Like, but like you said, maybe it's too many concussions, right? Because again, like, and please don't bring the smoke over here because I'm gonna try to hurt you for real. I don't buy
Yeah, I
concussions.
know that's right. I got some.
What you say? I got something for you. Pow pow pow.
That's right, honey.
I don't
I
listen.
got pencils and whips. God dang it.
Right, we gonna fight fair over here, okay? We don't do that. So listen, but Clarissa, maybe she should take some maybe some speech classes or something. Maybe that would help. Now listen, y'all know what happened. What had happened was I woke up this morning. Now, how did you feel? Because you went to see Cowboy Carter as well.
Girl,
And I'll be damned if this girl didn't play us, honey. Like,
yes,
how
she
you
did.
go? Jay-Z was one thing, but you gonna bring the Destiny's Child out like on the last show. And then let me tell y'all about Miss Oprah. When I saw Tyler post that picture yesterday, I said to myself, I said, what is he doing there? Because you went to the one in Los Angeles, right? So, and not saying that a person can't get up, but I'm just thinking a person as busy as Tyler Perry, like, like you're not just following Beyonce around. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Tina, yes, you know, right? So and then Oprah, of course, he was with Oprah, he with Gail, he with all the usual suspects. Oprah knew better to turn them doggone comments off because when she posted her video with Destiny's Child, that's when we said like, oh, something about what a surprise, surprise my ass. Somebody called you and gave you the hands up. Like,
Exactly.
y'all knew to be there. Why didn't
Exactly.
nobody else? Why didn't y'all send the bad signal for nobody else to tell us
Exactly.
that's what was happening?
But you know what? One of my husband's cousins, she went to that concert. I'm like, so I
She
don't know.
did.
Yeah, she was the one in Vegas. So I
Lucky her, honey.
yeah, exactly.
I wish I would have known, honey. I'm like, what? So yes, Destiny's Child reunited last night at the finale of Cowboy Carter. And everybody else who went to the shows way earlier are kind of, we all sitting here
We
like,
salty.
what the hell?
But you know what they said? What the Renaissance was supposed to be? What was supposed to be that? Let me get it right. It was supposed to be three different genres of music, right? So we got the
Yeah,
country, we got the what you call it, house music, and this last
yeah.
one is supposed to be. I thought was supposed to reunite Destiny's Child again. It's supposed to be
Well, I
featured
was
in it,
hearing
right?
rock, and I was thinking, and so all the Beehive like connoisseurs kind of always are picking out these different like little signs that they say are signs. So she did. I posted it on YouTube. There was a nod to Paul McCartney, and I think it was at one of her shows in Paris. So she said, "Be looking out for the next tour." It was something she had referenced to him about the next tour.
Yeah, didn't
So
she
I
sing
kind of
Blackbird though? Isn't that on Cowboy Carter, Blackbird?
yeah,
That's
she
the song.
does, but I felt like she was kind of asking him it felt like it was something more like she was asking him to do something right and so
But they didn't
like you
sing
said
rock though.
she got the Blackbird song but I also thought that maybe that was still a nod to where she was bringing in like the rock she got Tina Turner she got that tribute she's doing I'm thinking it's a
Paul
rock I
McCartney
don't
is
know
not
but
rock though. They're like pop
mhm,
music. Paul McCartney wasn't rock though.
ain't Paul McCartney part of the Beatles.
Yeah, that wasn't rock though. That was more. I mean, I'm thinking rock. I'm thinking you're gonna be bringing in Rolling Stones or somebody. Beatles was
Well,
not
I
them.
guess you're right. I guess you're right. Maybe that is. Okay.
They're more pop culture to me.
They're more pop then. You're right. You're right.
You
Okay.
need some rock. You got some
Well, maybe it is a
Waylon.
Destiny's Child reunion. And if it is, then I guess that will be a farewell tour.
I want to see Latavia and Latoya on it too.
Girl, no, you don't.
Yes,
Oh,
I do.
speaking of, so now listen, y'all, chime in. I didn't get a picture, but okay, Thomasilis, is that his name? Thomasilis, Latoya's ex-husband,
Yeah. Hmm.
right? He was at the Vegas show. He took his kids. They got to meet Beyonce.
Yeah.
He posted those pictures, right? She got a video kind of meeting them.
Yeah.
Was he being messy, y'all? Because we done seen Latoya go to, I know, at least 2 or 3 of Beyonce's performances, and she ain't took her own kids. So was he being messy?
Well, he had to take the kids because most most of the guys probably not really checking for.
Well, right. Don't give me the line about who else he might have been there with, because I did ask my son that. I was like, do straight men go see Beyonce like without a significant other?
I
I
don't
would
think
never
so.
even ask a straight man unless he just wanted to go. Like, if I was there, I would love. So that is the kind of love that I am praying for myself, is that I would have a love that would do those things with me. That is,
Yeah, but I'm talking about
there
by
would be no
himself.
question.
Yeah,
That if I'm going to see Beyonce, he coming too.
exactly. But no, well, if I would have paid, well, if I would, when we went, I went because took my granddaughter, but my husband would
Mhm.
have went too. But
Okay.
I'm just saying, for a straight man to go by himself,
Yeah. Well, I
I didn't see no
think
Jay
he
about the.
was alone. I just know he had kids with him. Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had some woman there too.
yeah, right. That's what I say. I'm not, and Latoya is married at this point, so I'm sure she's not checking for that part. But that's what I was saying. I was just wondering, was he being a little messy?
Possibly, or
Possibly.
I don't know. Maybe the kids wanted to see her. I don't know.
They do look good, don't they? They look great. I
Yeah.
agree. I'm looking for, if it is a Destiny's Child reunion, cool. That would be fine with me. But I have been hearing that they was toying around with Rock. So I
Mm.
don't know. I guess we got 2 years. That's the kind of the schedule. The rotation is every 2 years. So I think somebody was talking about that there was a date on the promo that was like August 8th or something. So they kind of speculating that August 8th might have some type of announcement.
Yeah.
Maybe some type of drop. Maybe we'll get whatever it is, and get to know, because that's kind of how it worked. Like, she done with this, now she got to get on, drop the little nuggets for the next thing. Let's see what's coming up next.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so did you get a chance to watch Kenya Moore's live yesterday?
I watched as much as I could.
You wa-
Look, I was screen recording, but I guess I had too much stuff on my phone, so it didn't take. I
Oh,
was
dang, that sucks, because I did
yeah,
get some screen records.
I was screen recorded. I thought when she went back there, and and Brooklyn was back there, I thought that was cute. But
Yeah.
I seen the clips because mine didn't work. Because I had started screen recording and put my phone down and went on about doing what I was doing.
I did reach out.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way I feel about her kind of already dropping the tea on who's coming in season 17, I thought, damn, why are you doing that?
Well,
And
if they
who's telling
getting
her
ready to
this?
film in a couple weeks, we about to find out anyway. And I thought that was cool, because actually what she did let us know is they about keeping the same cast, and it's the ones we think that should. Well, Britt fired herself, and I don't think Shamia's not coming back. I don't, even though I think maybe Shamia should get a second season.
I don't think they're firing her. I don't think so. I think she's done with it.
I think she's probably deciding on her own. It's probably not them, maybe, but I mean, I could understand her not coming.
I think that Shamia wasn't prepared.
She surely wasn't prepared, honey, baby.
she wasn't prepared at all. And then I think she didn't really well. She didn't think it was going to go the way it went. But some
I don't think
people,
none of us did.
no. But she said people were saying that she never had that in her bio. Some people said it was. I don't
I
know.
feel like I can't remember, but I feel like I never saw it in her bio. I'm just saying that to me, I can't remember for certain though, but I
I
feel
wasn't looking for it. Put it like that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know Brit never had it in hers.
Mm.
I know that that's why I'm saying I really can't say one way or the other, but I do know Brit never had it in hers. I
Because
remember
remember, they
making it.
said that about Drew. Was the last year that Drew
Mm-hmm.
removed hers. So I don't know. Um, I don't know. But if they're bringing on K Michelle and the other chick, I don't know. Neither one of them are married, are they? I know K Michelle isn't.
No, I thought K Michelle was dating somebody, but I think that's over. Um,
I
but
want to
it's
see
funny,
Housewives.
huh?
I like to see
Well, you
Housewives.
know, that's my thing when I think about K Michelle is kind of like how would she fit in? I don't see her as a real housewife. I don't. Um,
Shit, at this point, they might as well bring Sweet Tea.
yeah, now that like really they could have done that since they brought Phaedra over. They could have done that.
Made her a
And
friend
stop
of
letting
hers.
her wallow around with these other girls who and they trying to
Dr. Wives, what
Or
they call
treating her
Dr.
like a
Wives in Atlanta.
redheaded stepchild. Like let get that girl some something, you know.
Because I just, oh my God. I, K Michelle, I never watched Love and Hip Hop really. I may have
I
seen like,
did, but K Michelle, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not getting Atlanta Housewives vibe from her. And this is not me kind of insinuating that she might be less than. I just think that I do think that she has a rawness that is beyond Housewives of Atlanta. I think she's way too real to be fooling around with them. Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare.
see.
Yeah, I get
Well,
right.
we
Like
got
if she on there, I guess we are gonna see. But I feel unless, and I can't say if she has or hasn't, but unless her temper has, like fizzled out or something. But I don't think like her dealing with Drew and the way Drew liked to twist up what she said and what she meant. Not like I can see McKay Michelle having no conversation with her for real
Mm-hmm.
and not cussing her out, shaking the table on her. Speaking of, did y'all see Braxton's honey? Braxton now I guess we found out why Tony and Tamar had Tony blocked because Tony looked like she was about to get in there.
Shake the table.
She was shaking the table on her. Like she said, "Don't play
Uh-huh.
with me. I am Tony Braxton."
I know that's right. She said, I'm the oldest over here, honey. I made it way for you.
Yeah. So listen, y'all. We'll go ahead and review if y'all want to review Braxton's when they come back on because that is one of my shows that I watch. Not to say that it's all this interesting, but I'm attached to it, and so I still watch it. What did you think about what Kenya had to say about Cynthia?
I thought, okay. So basically, she's saying that she heard from somebody that Cynthia said something about her and it got back to her. Well, if that's why you're not speaking, okay, that's fine. That's where I'm at.
I feel the same way. I guess the irritating part is, well, why doesn't Cynthia know that? Maybe you should have just let her know or something. You know what I mean? Because if it is the fact that you stopped talking to her after that kind of went down, then it would lend this, space to be like, well, you're mad at her for having whatever opinion it is. Now, what I thought for sure was, at least just to be reasonable, I thought maybe Kenya felt like because Cynthia was still going to film, that maybe it wasn't a good idea to keep in contact that way. You know what I mean? Like, because she still has to film, and so fine. You know, like y'all not working together no more. You know, like I talk to her when she get done. And I feel like that probably would have been the healthiest way to kind of handle it. So that way you don't take what her opinion was about that situation like personal. You know what I'm saying? But clearly, because she came up with a whole nother reason for why she not talking to Cynthia, I it kind of feel like to me like, well, it is because she felt that type of way. Because um if you cared that much about her, I think you would have had that conversation with her. But they probably never got back right after the girls trip, ultimate girls trip, because and it's kind of that thing with Portia and Shamia. In a way, the only difference is that they don't have this 20-year history. But had we ever really seen Kenya be a friend to Cynthia, really? I feel
Not
like
really.
every time we got a chance to see them in their friendship, it seemed like, you know, Cynthia was a better friend to her than she had been to, you know, her.
Girl, because when Cynthia was about to open that wine cellar or whatever the hell it was, and how she tried to try, girl, couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me.
I agree.
D. Kenya Moore would have been cussed the fuck out. You're not
Yeah,
gonna
I
try to
agree.
embarrass me on TV and then try to. Well, I didn't. Come on, you knew what you were doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I didn't like when Candy had told her about the engagement. Then she tried to
Yep.
ruin it.
Yep.
I didn't like that either. So
Yeah.
no, I think Nene probably was a better friend to
She for sure
Cynthia
was. I think
than
so for
Kenya,
sure. Mm-hmm.
because I really believe Kenya is very self-serving,
For sure.
and well, maybe I never cared for Kenya, so there we
Me
go.
either, but I think she's always shown her hand. And so, like you saying, being self serving, or I know that she has this, she expects this unwavering loyalty from her friends.
But she
And
doesn't give it.
she doesn't give it, right? And then she also puts her friends in awkward positions in order to get the unwavering loyalty, which for me, that's the part that's real like underhanded. And like, so for I know I always admired Kenya before she came on the show, before we got
Yeah,
to see that personality. Now I'll be honest, I did watch the whole live because I was just chilling on my patio anyway. Like, so it was funny. I was like, girl, she came on at the perfect time because I had nothing to do but listen. Like, and I say this, that Kenya, I enjoyed. I
sure.
enjoyed her on that live. I enjoyed the Kenya that is not being mean and malice on purpose. Like even with what she was saying, it didn't sound like she was like even with Cynthia, she didn't sound like she was like trying to stick it to Cynthia. It was just kind of like a no, we haven't talked, you know what I mean, type of deal. And I enjoyed that. I enjoy her in that space. I don't like the girl who creates these issues in which you put your friends in these positions where they have to prove how loyal they are and how, you know, and how good of a friend. So what makes me, it makes me think about what she did to Candy back in the Bolo when they went to South Carolina. But Candy specifically kind of said, or like any girls trip would, you know, kind of say it, like what happens here stays here, blah blah blah. And of course, Kenya gets up the next day with all of this rhetoric about the stripper sleeping over and who slept with him. And she's making this big deal. And what she ends up doing to Candy, which, and you can very much tell, which was basically place Candy in a position where it's like, well, if I'm telling the truth and you know I'm telling the truth, like basically back me up. So what do we see Candy doing? The first scene after they leave, you know, from South Carolina, having a casual conversation with Don Juan in which she is validating what Kenya was saying. And I was telling my cousin when that aired, I'm like, it's so clear that Kenya just pulled her to the side and really kind of had some type of, like held you to the fire type of conversation, because Candy does to me have that personality. This is not me saying Candy is not a boss. I just Candy lacks a backbone sometimes, because I think I felt like Candy should not have fed into that way.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
And I see her always doing that with Kenya. And I think Candy has a sweet heart. And I think that she doesn't want Kenya to feel the way that Kenya feels about being betrayed and not having anybody she can trust. And so she lets Kenya use that, you know what I'm saying, to her advantage that way. And it just really sucks, because I hate that Kenya needs that to know who has her back. You know what I mean?
well, that goes back to her childhood trauma, though.
It does.
Yeah, so and maybe with Candy, it ain't that big of a deal for her. So she said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, and it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Which I get it, but I was like, but it always, in my eyes, just made Candy seem just a little bit weaker. Because,
Yeah,
like for me, and because that's what's funny about Cynthia always kind of getting the lap dog, or the doesn't have a backbone. Not the lap dog, but up in
yeah,
Nini's, but kind of having
weak.
that kind of thing follow her, and it was like, actually, it was really kind of Candy. Which, y'all, we doing a rewind, right? So we're gonna do another recap. As a matter of fact, let's recap, because I already watched 2 and 3, but let's recap 3. I wanted to skip right to 5, since that's when we got introduced to Portia, and Kenya. However, the 2 and 3 is very pertinent for me when it comes to Candy, because you see what I'm talking about. Like, Candy literally let Kim use her. And it's the weirdest thing, because you've been in the music industry longer than anybody. So how Kim was able to finagle you out of your own producer fees is mind-boggling to me.
Girl,
Um,
yeah.
and then to see her kind of turn around and almost like turn on Kim, but not really tell Kim that she was turning on her. She kind of did it behind her back. Like, those were the sneaky things that always had me looking at Candy with one eye open. Like, you ain't the girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is the girl, but everybody has to pump her up. She doesn't get her confidence from herself. So it's like,
Yeah.
she didn't know she was a boss until everybody told her she was.
Well, she said, well, a couple of times she said on her different YouTubes that a lot of times she don't want to come off like she's bragging. So therefore, she always try to keep herself, not. She wants to be like that girl next door. She won't want to go around puffing herself up, is what she said. And
That
then when
sounds
she
good.
does,
That's a lie, because every time she did get the opportunity to pump herself up, she used the same line, which was the scrubs. And you had did things way beyond scrubs. You know what I mean? Like, even to up until that day. So the fact that you still
I think
lean
Scrub probably
on,
paid her the most, though.
huh?
I think Scrub gave her the biggest platform.
Maybe so, but I'm still saying that in my opinion, that's still what you leaned on. Even though
Mm-hmm.
you've done so much more. You know what I'm like, right. Don't sit like that. Here's my point. Don't sit up and try to tell me about how much more you did when you had the opportunity, like, to say so. Don't kind of come behind the fact like, oh, I just try not to. No, because when you get the opportunity, you lean on the same one thing. That's the one thing that everybody else is giving you the props for. When you got weight, like when she was sitting up in that house, hanging all them plaques up on the wall, like, yeah, girl, you got way more than scrubs. And so why is that your go-to? It's because that's what everybody else has accepted too. Mm-hmm.
Bitch, I'm worldwide.
Well, somebody had to tell her and remind her. Yeah, cause right, you literally let Kim have you singing her backup tracks. For
Cause
real.
it got Kim a meeting with Dallas Austin. I'm like,
No, I think Kim had got that meeting herself. But that's why I can't wait for us
I
to do
thought
another
he
one.
did that on the
He
no.
did, but that was the first season, right? Kim was dating the Big Papa. Remember, Big Papa is somebody in this music industry, so he knew Dallas Austin. That's how she was able to get the meeting with Dallas Austin. It was because of Big Papa.
You said it
However,
happened first season. I seen it on second season with Candy.
first season because they was talking about the tightrope. So it was tightrope before it was ever tardy for the party. It was the country music, the country song. And then this is because first season only had 9 episodes though. So like it might feel like it ran all together because first season wasn't a long season. But that's when Dallas Austin introduced her to Miss Jan and all of that. So then he turned around and told her that he basically didn't think it was a good idea because she couldn't sing. So Dallas was a different type of producer than Candy. Dallas didn't really fool with all of the extra stuff that Candy did. Candy came in. Candy knew what she was doing. She just didn't expect for it to go the way that it did. So Candy knew that, like she said, well, I know I can make her hot because she ain't gotta know how to sing. I got the tools or whatever, like to do XYZ. That's what she did. The song came hot. But Dallas doesn't produce like that. So that wasn't what he was thinking of. Like he was expecting her to just sing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so yeah, Candy created this song for her and didn't do a contract with the girl. And so then you expected her to pay you on good faith, in which she didn't. And then on that third season, that's when we saw her come back. And then that's when they did the tour and went to Miami and all of that. Because so that's what I'm talking about. Like you kind of tried to use her, but at the same time you wasn't being honest with her about how you felt. So now when Kim wanted to do the second song, The Ring Didn't Mean a Thing, so that's when Candy started telling her like, well, I need you to go see Jan. Now she kind of hopped on the Dallas Austin type of thing. Well, I need you to go see Jan because like you need to get your singing better. And then she was pushing the contract, which as she rightfully should. And so they finally got the music, but they never got the contract right. So all I'm saying is, like, for me, I think that was a big blip for Candy because you came in with more credentials than all of those girls, like, and honestly. And then you let this girl who didn't know anything about the music industry, like, basically run circles around you and still publishing for you, because essentially that's almost what she did. And it's not her fault. Like you know what I mean? Like,
She
I'm
did
not
that
even blaming
because
Kim, I'm blaming you because you're the one that knew better.
so, but do you think she did that and not thinking that the album was gonna go anywhere?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think she knew that. I think the idea of it was that everybody would be surprised at what she was able to do with Kim's like voice. But I agree with you that she didn't think it would make what $100,000, whatever it was that it did make. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But that's why I didn't like how she handled Kim after that, because that was your fault. And so now for you to turn around and now you want to be the one to embarrass her, about singing. Now you want to, have things to say when you the one that made her think she could.
She created a monster.
Yeah, you created the monster, girl. But so after that, I always looked at Candy way different. And again, it's not. I'm not. I can't take no accolades away from nobody. And I would never do. I would never act like they don't exist. You know what I mean? I know. I know who Candy is, and she, like, right. Yeah, she is worldwide. It's a shame she didn't fucking know it until everybody else had to tell her. That's what I'm saying. Like that, like that's what it's a shame she didn't know who she was until Kim took advantage of her. That's a shame.
Yeah, I couldn't understand the friendship, to be honest, but whatever.
It wasn't a friendship. It was a mutually beneficial relationship. So that's why I said, like, with her crying about what Kim did, it was kind of like, well, girl, Kim didn't know that, like, and then, yeah, she right. You didn't sign the contract. The lawyer said you ain't got to give him the money. She like, that shit, I ain't giving you the money. You can't sue me. All you can do is be mad about it. Now for Kim, would it be worth it? But see, like, even those optics didn't even look right. Here you is, the black, the like worker, and you done let this untalented white lady come in and take.
Girl, not even mediocre. 'Cause I just wonder if had that been a black girl.
Well, you see, she ain't let nobody else get nothing.
No,
She
see,
did
so did
Lawrence
not.
for a little bit. She ain't let nobody else get nothing.
Why did
And
her and Lawrence
again,
fall out?
rightfully so. But I don't know why you didn't take care of that business in the first place with Kim. And so
I don't think she think it was gonna go anywhere.
she should have. Listen, I feel like this. How many? I don't think she would have did that with any other artist. That's like that's the business. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
she's
saying?
not. But Kim's not an artist.
But that's why I'm going back to the fact that then you not taking care of that business really lies in your fault, because even if it was just like, say it was a brand new artist, somebody you ain't never heard of, you still not just finna give them anything for free. You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't believe she never paid her, did she? Because she can have the money.
That's why she didn't.
You can have the money. It's not about the money.
Right. No,
it's all about the money.
It was about the money.
Yeah, but look, Kim need that money right now.
No, doggone well, it was about the money.
It's not about the money. She can have it.
Girl. What else happened this weekend?
The Christian, what's her name? Jackie Christie and her
daughter. Yes. Jackie Christie and Chantel, honey, and Takari is back eating popcorn, taking up for her mom.
As she should.
As she should. Did you see Basketball Wives?
I don't really watch that show.
Okay.
But I started watching it the other day, but I did see the clips.
Okay.
All I can say is, being raised the way I was raised, my mom would have beat the shit out of me right there on stage in front of everybody. I'm not gonna never try to hem my mom up. And then get to calling her. My mom's name is Gaither. And then so I'm gonna tell my daddy or call whatever the daddy name is. Girl, please.
Baby, you be lucky to have some teeth in your mouth.
Girl,
you
yes.
Saying all that.
I said Jackie was.
You got teeth.
Jackie did what she was supposed to do.
I feel the same way. So listen, like we said from the beginning, Chantel had an agenda, and the agenda was to expose her mom. And I guess she wants to expose her mom as a bad mother. The thing I think Chantel does not leave room for is that, like, other mothers, we understand other mothers, right? And so it's certain things like being a spoiled brat that we just not gonna get on board with you about. You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry, Chantel. I think she showed when the first time she used her dad against Jackie was like, was they in Vegas or something? She's like, I'm gonna call my dad and tell him something, and it was like that. I said, well, that's the problem there. You try to use her husband against her, because at the end of the day, that's your dad, but that's her husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, who do you think you are? And clearly, if all of this stuff is going on, it seems to be that he seems to cling with his wife. So I'm not really sure what what you calling is about to do. Unless it's this tit for tat, like who calls first, who tells first, type of deal. But my thing with Chantel is you have been antagonizing your mother since the moment you came on. And Jackie deserves way more props than she's been getting because she has done everything she could really to avoid doing any of this with you on this television screen. Um, and I think that was a big feat for Jackie because I feel like Jackie is with the shits. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying when you come down to it. And yeah, I think that particular scene, that particular Chantel, you you got what you was asking for. You was
Yeah.
looking for a fight and you got it.
Got it.
And that was that. Like that's it. You know, you came, like you said, calling that lady by her name.
Mm.
That was meant to disrespect. Telling her that her husband was gonna leave her, telling her that she looked dumb,
And they
allowing
celebrated their anniversary.
to sit up and make up some uh, song talking about deadbeat, calling her a deadbeat, like deadbeat, and I feel like Brittany now, that's the one who I really can't stand. But you sitting up taking out your anger for your mom, like on this lady who you don't even know. Like you don't
Mm-hmm.
like, and I'm okay with people sympathizing and hearing people's experience, right? Like, cause you
Yeah.
listen to some of the stuff Chantel will say, that isn't, we can sympathize with you, but that don't give you any reason to show up like that for your like that at all.
Why
Because
is
if
she
you
even
feel
on the
that way, don't
show?
say nothing to your mother. But to sit up and, like you say, to be blatantly disrespectful because you feel like you can, that's deplorable. And I agree with you.
But
See,
why is
and
she
what
on the
I
show?
said in the Carlos King chat, I said, like, I tell my kids this, I use this phrase, like my kids are suburban, like I'm not. And so, like, when Chantel kind of, she told her mom, like, where are you going or something, and she did like a push to her mama, because
Yeah.
that's when Jackie struck back.
She let
And
loose.
see, and I was like, I felt that trigger, right? Like
Yeah.
I felt, because who you walking up on? Who you walking up on? And that's kind of what that, like, all of a sudden, like, now I gotta beat you like you somebody in the street because you done
'Cause
put your hands on me like you thought you was. Like, I don't know.
exactly, because like my mom would say, I've been in this world without you. You ain't been in the world without me. Now, and
That's true.
I don't understand. So she comes on her mom's platform to shit on her mom.
Yeah. And clearly everybody was on board. Like Evelyn, like like everybody, it was kind of, I think, and the thing with Jackie is that they have been trying to expose Jackie since Jackie been on here.
Mm.
And I think that's the thing about Jackie with the, her being a liar or whatever, because they have been trying to expose her since she been here. And so yeah, like, guess they just found a way in with Chantel, but I don't know if it worked to her benefit or not.
No, it didn't. And you see the one lady apologizes
Oh yeah,
after
Ming
they
Lee,
seen.
right? Because
Yeah.
like she said, well, and for rightfully so, because that's what Chantel did come back to them and was like, oh, she swung on me, like she made it seem
She did
like
nothing wrong.
yeah, like you wasn't in there antagonizing that lady. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not necessarily saying that there's any way. Like, the sad part is that happened at all. But what I am saying is, like, Chantel,
Yes.
you kind of egged that on, and you're dead wrong. And somebody do need to get in her tail, because clearly you ain't been taught respect, and somebody do need to teach you.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was
maybe
a
your
mess.
daddy got something for you
Exactly, because that
since
was a
you
mess.
call him.
I thought watching that, because I watched that clip over and over and over so many unhealthy times that I have watched that, because I'm thinking about myself, I cannot imagine my daughter doing that to me on TV at that, and then you
Yeah.
siding with the bitches that don't like me.
I wonder if she would have done that if Britt wasn't around, like hyping her up.
Girl,
I feel like Britt's take on the things and then chiming in about whatever her gripes and issues are with her own mother. I think that gave Chantel like ammo, like to kind of go harder.
so okay, I haven't watched the show. So how was Jackie was such a bad? I thought Jackie was supposed to be a bad parent to the older girl. So how was she a bad parent to Chantel?
Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think the issue becomes like Jackie was following Doug around for all his games. So
Okay, that's her
so
husband.
she wasn't home for none of the kids. Let's put it
Okay.
that way. So she wasn't there for the oldest, means she wasn't there for the younger ones either. The mama, was raising them all. Now Chantel has described kind of like this sense of like she's taking on her sister stuff now, and you know what I'm saying. And then she says that I think I saw a clip that resurfaced because some of it happened so long ago, like you can't really remember. But I think the clip with Chantel talking to Laura um was like she was saying like Jackie would make her like have to watch her older sister on the treadmill. Like basically she describes Jackie as pitting them two against each other.
Okay.
Okay. Um all of it sounds like reasonable enough. You know what I mean? Like as okay, it happened. Again, like I feel like when you know that Jackie was the type of wife that went to all of her husband's basketball games and he's an NBA player, I think that would leave room for her kids to have some type of feeling about it. You know what I'm saying? Like in just on GP. Now all the extra little stuff, like she said, like in the episode, she described Jackie kind of saying something like, "Oh, you better clean up before your dad get in and kick you down the stairs." Like I guess she would talk to them like that.
But okay, but the NBA season is not year round.
It's not year round, but I'm trying to think like where. So maybe that's when she's telling them that they're gonna get kicked down the stairs.
It's not year round, and how many away games are they having?
One thing about basketball players, they be gone a lot though. Like it's a long time. I feel like it's long because they play. So like they're playing games at times when you don't even know that they playing.
Exactly, but I mean, out of the week, how many away games are they having?
I can say for instance, but before Jackie got on Basketball Wives, how I heard of Jackie Christie's name was because of her reputation for following her husband, not letting women reporters interview him. Like she was was described as very extreme. So I can just imagine he was everywhere he was, she was there. That's the image that I got.
So my thing is, so the dad gets a pass.
That's what it sounds like.
And the mom, she's getting the blame.
That's what it sounds like. I think how isn't that kind of par for the course? So I think dads get a lot of passes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean about a lot of things. And for different families and for different reasons. For some, like it seemed to be that people easily can let that go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was there with her husband, and who was at the house with the kids? The grandma or the babysitter?
Yeah, the grandma.
Okay.
So, I feel like Jackie felt like, well, like you had somebody there. It was your, like, and you got everything you wanted. That's a parent-child type of deal. Y'all should just get some therapy. Like the fact that it's to this extent, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like Britt's her agreement with, like and kind of joining forces with Chantel, I think really just kind of like gave her this strength to like stand in this disrespectful place. Because you listen to Britt You are we already know she disrespected her mom. We don't need to see it on TV.
Yeah. I guess for like the moms that, cause I'm a mom who, for many years, I probably was not, during construction season. I wasn't at home. I mean, I was here, but when I got off, I left at 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get home after 10 o'clock at night, and I'm going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if I am contributing to the household, I'm making your life the life that you have. Just like construction season only lasts 8 months, then in other months I'm here. So to me, it seems like this girl is so spoiled and out of touch to me with definitely normal life, because you were afforded all these things because your dad was in the NBA. Christie knew that she didn't trust her husband or the women around him. That's why she did the shit she did to make sure her marriage stayed together. I can't fault her for it because that's the way she felt. But the kid, if that's what I did to you to make you big and bad and bold enough to come on national TV to try to hit me up in the corner and we almost getting into a fight, to me, that's ridiculous.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I agree. I feel like I think I've mentioned this as we talked about it on Basketball Wives Review, but I think that in every family or every uh, there's the kid's perspective and then there's a parent. And I would think that with Chantel being a mom, that maybe she could have had a little more grace, for her mom. You could tell from the beginning, like she wanted to make it clear that she was only in the same place with Jackie, like for the film. So that's another thing. It's kind of like you're always kind of um using this access over her head to try, like, and nobody has to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you don't want your mama around, then don't be around. But don't come like trying to use her for what you can get. You know what I'm saying? Get from her.
Exactly.
So like say you want to be in the same building because y'all need to film together. Because like you said, you done came on her platform. I don't care who invited you, you accept it, and you know that this is her platform.
Yeah.
So then you with the um her husband found out that she hadn't introduced them to her husband. What's the point in that? You know what I mean? Like, why? Because somebody might have something to say to you about it. That's your mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of like again, it's this new age stuff that some of these kids be on.
Girl.
And that's why I'm still saying, like with Brittany, I think Brittany's involvement didn't help at all. Because I don't know what the deal is with her and her mom, but what's interesting is you're fighting your mom for custody of your child, and yet you're saying that she's a horrible person.
Now, how did your mama get your child? Tell me that one.
Right,
Make that make sense to me.
right. That's
That's
how, right,
craziness.
right.
Because if you would have been doing your job, your mama wouldn't have had your baby.
Or if she was so horrible, your baby would be
Be
somewhere in some
in
foster care.
foster care. Be like that little baby that sat up in that car and died.
Right. So, I'm with you. Like, make it make sense, girl. Now, now she will have you, or at least in her explanation, try to depict it like, that she's just you, like, so because the girls did say that to Chantel. It was kind of like they was telling her little stuff that was egging her on, so they used the grandparents rights. Jen say, well, she did mention having rights to the kids, so Brittany kind of talks about that, like that's how we know she fighting her mom for custody, because she like, well, yeah, she basically bypass me. So she's saying she's using getting custody of her son to be able to control her. Which now, like now you got this girl thinking this same thing. And it's kind of like, Jackie wasn't talking about trying to take custody. Jackie was just saying, like, basically using those things to have visitation. I don't know if one is right or the other. I feel like for me, if when I hear the term grandparents' rights, I think the only time I feel like I would utilize grandparents' rights is if my children had kids and something happened to both of those parents, right? And like, so my kids are maybe with their maternals, what I mean, family. I would use grandparents' rights in that case to make sure that I would still have access and able to visit, in that way, because my child is not here, to facilitate,
Yeah,
and make sure that
I think
happens.
because I'm telling you what, if one of my kids decided to do some shit like that, I don't want have at it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see myself just going and fighting for grandparents' rights because, what I'm saying? Like, no, if you decide you don't want your grandbaby over here, more power to you.
Exactly.
Love and soul.
Get on that goddamn train, girl, please. I am not even worried.
I am not gonna fight you about it, okay? That's so funny. I had a girl do me like that. Well, and it wasn't even my own grandbaby. That's what made it so much easier. That's what I'm saying. Like, she didn't even understand. Like, I'm not about to fight you about trying to take your baby on. Like, girl, I was just trying to help you. But if you don't want it, no problem. Because I got my own self to look behind.
Girl, what I look like trying to fight you to see your baby? Girl,
okay, like, are you kidding me?
Girl, shoot. Well, I'm Gen X. I'm still trying to party. So, girl, I done raised
me too. That's why I said I got my own tail to look behind. Are you kidding me? Like, and like, not for nothing, I became a mom at 19. My youngest is 20. I am 45. Yes, I am ripe and ready to go. My kids are grown, honey.
Yes. Please. I did my time.
Don't get me wrong. I ain't ripping and running the streets like that, but I'm doing what I want to do. That's what
exactly. When I want to pick up and move, what is that? When I'm moving, I move.
Just like that.
Girl, because I had my grandbaby the other day, girl. I said, oh, this is torture. Because I never had to do that with my other two grandchildren. When they were infants, I didn't have to like step in and do nothing, even though my daughter still stayed at home. Girl, I didn't go in the room when her baby cried. She just your baby.
Right.
And this new baby, because my daughter works for the railroad. Girl, I had him for almost 2 days.
Yeah.
I had to call my mama. Look, how you got to come up here.
You say you had to call your own mama, like, I
said, because this look, I'm used to dealing with my grandkids. It was during daycare hours, not during after hours.
Yeah,
sleeping in the bed with me. Oh, in my room, in my space. No,
right.
Keep your kid over there. Right. I'm not about to try to do no grandparents' right and all that stuff, honey. I raised
I feel like Chantel was she was looking for a reason to embarrass her entire family, because that's really what she did. Yeah, I don't know. I hope she feels good about herself. She did release a statement. As a matter of fact, let me go grab it.
Now, is her husband or significant other, is he in the NBA also?
Yes, so I feel like Takari.
Does she do like her mother?
No, clearly she don't. Because she, on the show with us. But I want to say he might play for Doug.
Oh, really?
He might play for Doug's team. That's what Takari had I think I don't know if they was on Twitter, because somebody had picked up the responses, maybe on TikTok. And because Britt ended up going back and forth with the girl Takari. Talking about, I read your book and this and that, and it was like, girl, Britt, like, don't you got your own family drama to be, like, why are you all in the middle of this family drama?
Girl, some people just don't know how to let things be.
For real. And that's what like I say, I am going to give Jackie her props, because I feel like Jackie knew for sure that they were that this is what they wanted, and she was trying to avoid it. But listen, I don't blame her for cocking back and letting that girl know where she came. So look, this is Chantel's, this is her response after the episode aired. And it says, I'll start by saying, if you never dealt with a toxic mother, when you truly have, oh, excuse me, then you truly have no idea what it feels like. Okay, let me tell you this. I feel like she got the terminology toxic mother from Brit, because let me say this. Brit literally said that in like the episode before last, verbatim. Okay, verbatim. That came directly out of Brittany Griner's. Is that her name? Is that the right girl?
Brittany
Is
Griner.
that's the one that went to jail, right?
That's the one who went to jail in Russia.
Okay, so what's the girl name who is faking like she Muslim?
Oh, I don't know her name, girl.
Rainer. Is it with the R? Well, anyway, her name is Brit too. Anyway, but that, like I said, she literally used that very sentence out of her own mouth in this season. Um, as painful as it has been to watch these moments of my life play out on TV, I know my younger self is proud of the woman who finally stood up for herself. Girl, you need some therapy.
Girl, yeah.
I know your younger self wanted to roll over. Because like, no, we didn't say that. Like that. We didn't mean that. Anyway, the truth is this dynamic isn't rare. It happens in more families than we like to admit. Now, this is what I'm talking to, what I would agree with her. The dynamic that's not rare is, especially in Black families to me, is the dynamic between mother and daughter. I think that sometimes there is a brokenness that kind of feeds throughout that relationship in certain areas. Yeah, I feel like I've seen it a lot in I don't know, how do I, in the community, in the spaces that I've kind of been a part of. I feel like, but I think what I'm really saying is I feel like that's more so what she's talking about, not necessarily her experience, but a breakdown in relationship between mother and daughter. I think that's kind of more, and I feel like it is more than you would think, because I think a lot of times, a lot of people and families, they do have a way of being able to mask I don't know who is cooking what, but they got my alarm going off. Sorry, y'all. Probably turn that eye down. Is it the eye or the air fryer? Oh, okay. 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 Narcissism, jealousy, lies, lack of accountability, gaslighting, abuse, hiding, assault, etc. We were just taught to keep it in the house and suffer in silence. I chose to break that cycle. And see, my problem with this is that you just chose a very unhealthy way of doing it. I feel like she showed us just how immature she is as opposed to being mature. Um, what you witnessed was a master class in narcissism on her part or Jackie's part. Someone lighting the fire behind the scenes, then walking away so you can look like the arsonist.
Girl, is she talking about herself?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't know what she's talking about. Would love for her to go into detail about that. I know what really happened on and off camera all season long. So no, the internet cannot bully me into submission. Y'all know the TV character. I know the mother. She touched my arm. That's what she said. She touched my arm. I pushed her off me. She swung.
Girl, you got that video. Look, I gotta see the video. Let me find it.
Plain and simple. Yeah, we didn't see her. We didn't. Shaki wasn't even by her.
She walked up to her.
That's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate things played out this way, and I wish it never happened. But if you knew our history, then you'd know this was a long time coming. Well, that's what we all said, which is again why we didn't understand why she would take the role to go on that show unless it was your intention to have that play out.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, exactly. I may not be proud of all my choices this season, but I'm also not ashamed. This is my real life, and I doubt anyone judging me lives a perfect one. I see the hate mail, I see the judgment, but I also see the messages that say I've dealt with this too. That's from the girl Brit. This reminds me so much of my situation. Yeah, until that part, probably. To those of you with heart and understanding, I see you and appreciate your vulnerability. To those of you who met me with threats, vile statements, extreme judgment, may you never understand my plight. Celebrating my darkest moments say says more about you than it will ever say about me. What is she talking about again?
Girl, girl.
Say, I've always been
I'm looking on here, so
misunderstood.
I know I shared that fight. I want to look at it again
Say,
because I
I've
just think,
always been misunderstood, and this chapter of my life is no different. But I will answer to God, not imperfect strangers who've never walked a step in my shoes. I will keep my head up and my peace and focus as I continue to grow as a mother, a wife, and a woman. That was her statement about,
no,
yeah, her.
I'm sitting here watching it right now.
You say you sitting here watching it, huh?
Yes, I am, girl. Let me back it on up. I'm watching it. Bravo Shade Room had it on there. She pushed her mama into the wall.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because Jackie was trying to go.
And then she still threw something. When the men tried to break it up, let me go back.
Well, that's because at that point Jackie had already gave her a cold one, so now she really pissed.
And you
Which
better
is
go somewhere.
understandable.
Because like you said, she's suburban, this woman's streets.
That's all that was. Because like I said, like I'm that way, especially if I'm kind of amped up or something. The last thing to do really is don't put your hands on me. Like, like don't do that.
Yeah, she put, because the girl did not.
And it almost don't matter who it is because I'm not gonna know the difference.
Yeah,
Like all I'm gonna know is it's go time. Like
because she clearly pushed her mama like this. Well, like
yeah,
that.
she did. Like she did. That's what. But what she was trying to tell us is that she touched her before she did that. She said she touched my arm. I pushed her away.
No, that was not it. That was not it, honey. Because Jackie had her phone in her hand. She was looking down. And the girl pushed her into the wall.
I think Carlos called it right. I think Jackie was giving her a scene like that. Like she told her, she said that exit looked good on you. See, that's what Chantel was getting angry because I think Chantel was feeling like, I think Chantel knew that her mom felt like, I'm giving you this, like this is my platform. You know what I'm saying? So whatever scene, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving it to you. So that's what she told her. That exit looked better than all of this other stuff you've been trying to do. That pissed the Chantel off. And then that's what you say. You go start saying all that vile little stuff. Like, girl, you needed your butt whooped, to be quite honest.
Yes, she did. Because Jackie Christie was up walking, had her looking down at her phone, and she pushed her to the wall. And she stole on her after
That's exactly what happened.
Girl, that little girl wasn't ready.
No, she wasn't. Should have been. All of that egg and all you was doing, you should have been ready.
You should have been ready.
That was your fault. That was your dad.
Talking this shit, Connor and Jackie.
Yeah,
girl,
you took a whole lot of cash money and got knocked off. I put a post up, y'all. It said if you see that little steal with Chantel, look, throw it to the side, it's already next week. Remember when your mom said I will knock you into the middle of next week? It's already next week.
I told that to a kid. They was attempting to hit me. I said, I'm gonna knock you in the next Friday. They said, I'm not playing. No, but yeah, she was dead ass wrong, and she should have even came out with that statement. She should have just left it alone.
Yeah.
because she's trying to gaslight us into thinking that Jackie Christie did something to her first. And I don't care what, they used to say, I don't care what
Jackie,
your
like
family did.
real talk, whether it was because she don't want to be exposed. What I feel like anybody watching this season can all say is that Jackie was doing everything she could to avoid putting her hands on you. She probably already wanted to put her hands on you when you showed up at the first damn scene, but she avoided at all. That's why she kept getting up, walking away. They kept talking about, why you keep walking away, Jackie? Like, girl, because she don't want to do this with her daughter on this stuff. Like, and how is it that nobody around even understands that? So this is where, let's get with Shani. This is where Shani seems to be riding this line, and it feels like you got one foot in and one foot out. Like, I'm okay with, I'm not the type of Christian that feels like you have to be doing, like everything to this certain way. But what I do think is that your character should always show up in whatever it is that you are doing. So with that being said, for her to be the first lady of a church,
and dealing with
and
this
then
foolishness.
this is the type of stuff that's going on this show that you are executive producing, and there is no type of, it is just feeling very exploitative, especially about this family and this situation that is happening. Like and Shani is there knowing that. Like, she was in Vegas, so that Chantel is there. You know how Chantel feels, right? Jackie got up and walked away. So for me, I'm just saying, you seem complacent in this being the subject and up for, internet fodder. And so for you to be the first lady of a church, it seemed like you would kind of have another solution that you would
exactly.
be.
What happened to Ephesians 6:1? Children obey their parents for in the Lord.
Right, yeah,
Come on now. This is ridiculous. Girl, I can't even give it this. I'm not even gonna lie. This is just, the way I was raised, no matter what my mother probably would have said, even push me. If she to push me, touch me, whatever, I'm getting the fuck away. I'm not.
No,
First of all, I'm not
going
to come onto my mom's platform to antagonize her, side with the other women. These women don't even care about Chantel. When this man leave you for the next bitch, because you're not there watching them all the time like your mama was watching Doug.
Right.
Then you have to come back with the tail tucked between your legs to mommy and daddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
It is. This is no shame. No shame.
This is the definition of really being spoiled.
It's spoiled, entitled,
yes.
All kind of stuff.
Because I just could not imagine that. I don't care if my mom was probably the lowest of the lows. I just would not get on national TV. And even if my mom would have been something like Keisha Cole's mom. Okay? I watched that show a little bit, but didn't really. But I could not imagine, even if that was the type of mom I had, I would never get on TV.
No, absolutely not.
And give somebody something to talk about. This is forever.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I agree.
And forever, you're going to be known as the one that your mama put the two-piece on. I just could not do that. And that's just stupid. And for Shani to be in a position of being the first lady of a church, this sure doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Like I said, and that's not me trying to blame her for somebody else's issues and what they have going on. Like, that doesn't have anything to do with her. But what platform. I am saying is that this is your platform, and for this to be used, for that to be what is,
and for it to be aired, girl.
Exactly. Like, And again, y'all know that these problems exist between this mother and this daughter. You didn't invite them to your church. You didn't bring a counselor. You didn't, to like you're not there's not anybody talking to them about healing this. It seems like everybody is okay with
They
this
exploiting
being
it.
exploited. Yeah, And so yeah, I'm looking at you because you're the creator. So yeah, it make me look at you a little sideways, like, which I don't know what that means for their little future, because maybe she will get rid of it at this point. And I feel like maybe it's time. If this is what we got down to, maybe it's time. Because here's the other part. Shawnee is a first lady, and maybe you just need to end this where it is, because I don't think that there's a way you're about to repackage this as if it's something other than a place where these girls come to fight and argue.
Girl, like this stuff should have been on Zeus, don't it?
I mean, a little bit. It was probably Zeus level before, like what Zeus is doing is probably worse than, right? But what I am gonna say is, because especially honey Tammy had the girls scared, baby. Tammy was
Them
gonna
old
get
clips I
ready.
watched, yeah.
Yes, like so and not for nothing, love Tammy, always have. But thank God she had decided to get on there, because she was bullying people. She was being a bully, a grown ass bully. Yeah, it was horrible to witness. Because not everybody is gonna come with you with that same thing. Like I say, not for nothing. I really don't know how to fight. That's why I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna find whatever I can find around me. Every and anything becomes a weapon fucking with me. Like, and please understand, my goal is to take life from you. If I feel like I have to fight, that is my goal. Like, I don't care. And I'm saying, because it's, for me, it's survival. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just like, oh, we just gonna fight real quick, because I don't fight like that. So if I get in a position where I feel like I gotta fight, please trust and believe I'm trying to kill you or unalive you. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna try to do it with any way I can. If it's this damn light, I'm gonna try to stick it in your eye and down your throat. You know. I'm gonna do what I can, okay? But I'm saying not everybody is going to even have that type of like, I'm gonna get with you type of deal, because not like, you're not gonna, like, even with that fact, I'm not gonna cower. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she would come across these girls where they wasn't fighters, like, and they didn't plan on having to come here to fight.
Yeah.
And it would be something like, they put their hand up, Tammy be like, don't put your hand up, girl. Tammy was punking them girls.
Girl.
Oh, and she even punked Evelyn. Don't put your hand up. Like, honey, she had them people knowing that they couldn't even do this, honey. They keep their hands down. That's what I mean. And again, love her. Glad that she is not there anymore and doing something great. But they should have been got rid of her, because she was being a bully to those girls. She was. She was. Evelyn's the bully too. Yeah, Evelyn's the bully too. And that's what I mean. Like, and again, going back to, that's not my personality. I don't like, I watch Basketball Wives, because at a certain point you get engulfed with it. And it actually did. That was a show that did become like a love to hate type of show, because I didn't think that there was anything positive coming out of watching it. You was just watching these people try to expose Jackie, try to get her to act out of character, that everybody wanted to attack her and get her to fight. Like that, going back to why we know Jackie's going to fight you. Like, if you do that, that wasn't the first time. Jackie's going to fight you. You get up in her face and you put, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, but
So I
for
don't know
most people, if you get in their face, I don't know what your intentions are. Because
Right.
I'm
That,
short,
but
like Candy
that's what
said,
I'm
I'm
saying. Your
short.
thing really is to try to punk somebody, because that's what I'm saying. Some people just might, might do the back up, might do, you know what I'm saying? They might not meet you with that. But like you said, depending on where a person come from, they coming and they meeting you back with it. It don't matter if you
Exactly.
feel like you can whip their ass or not. You gonna
Mhm.
have to. Like
Exactly.
you
Because
gonna have
you can't,
to. That's what it is. Like
because you can't come in my face doing all that, doing what Ken did with that paper, girl.
exactly
'Cause I would have
right.
swung real quick.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, even that's what I mean. Like there was no way like that. I don't know how people. That's why I probably can't even go on no reality show, because I don't know if I could. I don't think I can handle that. I'm not emotionally mature enough to do that.
No,
Yeah,
not
like
now.
you doing all of that, honey. Yes. Who are you talking to? Number one, start. Turn around, go back in that room, come back again, and try that shit over,
I
because
know
that's
that's
not the
right.
way you get me to pay attention to nothing.
You ain't lying, because girl, I'm surprised they when we going back to Ken and Marquez. I'm just surprised. Marquez held himself calmly. Ken was the one acting a motherfucking monkey.
Yep.
And then it had to be because you can see that they're pulling his shirt as we're going on to the next week's
Yeah. Yeah.
episode. Why? Because
But you the first one talking about how much you trying to get it together and keep the peace, and you doing this, and like yeah, and yet like this is what yeah, no dude. Mm-mm.
no, because
Mm-mm.
even Marquez, when he told him to get the fuck out, he started to move. So what was your? I just feel like he's always wanted to fight him.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah, so and I just hope that Marquez whipped his ass because I always say the bigger they come, the harder they fall.
Probably so. That is true.
Mhm.
That's what they tell us.
So I don't know, but I just thought, well, you're supposed to be this person, but like I said, he's trying to give good TV so he can get onto another show. I guess I don't know.
Honey, get your tail over there on somebody's what they call it when they be like them competitions they do for working out and stuff. Like he don't go
Bodybuilding,
up there and do that.
yeah,
Bodybuilding, right.
yeah.
There we go.
But whatever. But yeah, that the Jackie Christie thing was horrible.
Yeah, it
Um,
was. And that's the saddest thing of it all, is that is a true thing happening in her family. I don't know where her family comes or goes after that. It feels like that is a stain that might take them a long time, like to come back from. And it just sucks that you got these other people that really don't give a damn.
yeah, and then this is something that the kid's going to be able to look at forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's an infamy. And then,
And one thing they'll be telling her, she got her butt whipped by her mama.
exactly, exactly, girl, that was the dumbest shit you could ever did. And the Kenya stuff, like I said, I was trying to watch it, but I had other stuff to do yesterday. And I just thought, okay, if they're filming next month, okay, so we got these two new people coming on to the show. I don't know how they're going to fit in.
I
It's
feel like the Pinky Cole will fit in fine. I'm not sure about K Michelle.
mm,
She is the wild card, because I don't know. I don't see how she fits in with them at all.
I don't know. So we know Kim Zolciak ain't coming back.
Right, right. Thank
And so
God.
Kenya was not asked back,
It
right?
doesn't sound like it. But she did confirm that she's for sure not coming back. Like she said, things might change, which, right, yeah, like how they did this time. But we're saying like how they brought Phaedra in to, things might change, but as of right now, she's not a part of the cast.
I wouldn't even wait for them to call. If they did try to call me back, I wouldn't want it. You know,
I've said like I said that about Marlo. Like I kind of was like, damn, I wish that by the time they offer her a peach, that she didn't want it. Like that, because I feel like it did not serve her to get that peach at the time that she did. It really it was tarnished, and so but the flip side is, and for me the reality is, ain't nobody turning down that bag for real, especially not Kenya, because where else can you go and get paid? And it's like a Kenya actually probably be able to demand a certain amount of money. And for the most part, you really ain't working all that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
for real, for real. Um, so yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know if
but
that's
it's got to
even
come a time
reasonable.
in your life where this is beneath you.
Well, and that's what we gonna say with Shamia. Like I feel like Shamia didn't make a great housewife for a few different reasons. And it's interesting because I feel like this this kind of probably is for you that keep saying like you want a housewife, and even for you like with the affluence. What I think her being a housewife proved is that the money doesn't mean anything. Like there is something that a housewife has to possess. Um, it is a it factor. It's a, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunate for Shamia, she doesn't have it. You know what I mean? Like, and so oddly enough, going back to her and Portia's like friendship breaking up, it's interesting that this is what's breaking it up, that this season is what's breaking it up, and season figuratively and um actual, right, because of the season of Housewives. But it kind of validates what Angela was saying again about her playing that long game and coveting what Portia had, because what it says to me is like her say plus one, I've always been that one. And this season kind of proved that no, you don't have that star quality. You might have fun energy, but you don't have the it factor. And I think that's what she always probably was coveting when it came to Portia. Again, she got the opportunity to be the housewife. She put her friendship up on the chopping block, feeling like most of us would side with her. And it just didn't work because you don't she doesn't have main character energy. You don't have the it factor. Like, and you might have all of the things that people tell you should have, um, except for it. Except for the I and the T, baby. Like that's what you
I
missing.
think, well, I also think that what Shamia's downfall was, it just seems like she threw, how people was like saying like throwing spaghetti at the wall. It was just like so much. It was just
That validates she don't have the I or the T, because you wouldn't have had to do any of that if you had the I and the T. Let's go back to that first season of Housewives. It's Nene Leakes that gets left off of a guest list, and she becomes the breakout star. Like literally, that girl was trying to put her, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
put her on the house by leaving her off the list. And she comes out to be the breakout. She turns out to have more than it. And that what she say, you can't win when you play dirty, because that's kind of how stuff work. When you trying to bring somebody down and they light is gonna shine anyway, that's that. But that's what I'm saying. Like with Shamia, like you. So so maybe she was thinking she was it, but I feel like okay, so everybody should be Beyonce in their own life. Okay, let me just be clear. I'm not gonna tell her to think of herself as if she's not it. She should think that she is it. But in the world of television and what works and what takes off, I hope that she realizes that this is not her lane,
Mm.
and maybe she can be it somewhere else, but it's not here. Maybe she it at the Atlanta Hawks game when it's time to do that stuff. Okay, you that girl there. You that girl when you maybe she can go back and get that radio job, but you're not that girl on this show. And you have to, like, it does take a, it takes something. You have to have some type of interest. That's what I'm saying. You have to have some type of polarizing characteristic to yourself, and it can't piggyback off of your counterpart. It's got to be there, whether, you know what I'm saying, like whether that person there or not. Kenya Moore, most of us, we say how much we don't really care for her, but the point is she's polarizing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, she is. It's, it's a gift and a sword. And I think that's, the thing of everybody feels like everybody should have the same accesses. And these are the tiny little reasons about why. You know what I'm saying? Like, why
So,
everybody doesn't get it.
well, I mean, okay, for all we don't know if she's coming back or not, but I mean, if we still having Kelly and the rest of them, I think her, if she decides not to come back, it's because of how she sees this relationship played out, and I don't want to handle it that way at all. But maybe I don't know if she decides to come back or whatever. I just feel like at some point, I guess that's probably why we don't get housewives, because housewives can't do what single women do,
Right.
and and that's basically, yeah, because that's, I mean, Nene was quick with it, so she can cut you down with words. She's quick with it, and she was funny. So Portia is like the sex pot. She didn't become it until she got divorced. I don't know what the hell Kelly and them gonna bring, but Kelly is loud, and Angela, she's quick with it. So Phaedra, she lies,
Mhm. Mhm.
but she's gonna get body or whatever. I think, yeah, she. I don't know. Yeah, the it factor, and far as what, if she's trying to be, was trying to base her thing off of Portia, you can't do all that or whatever or be like Portia, like, and you're married to me. Just certain things that does not, to me, come off well on the screen. Now, I don't remember at the jab. She didn't have a man hunching on her, did she?
I felt like maybe he did, but I can't remember. It was so much going on, and they
It
was
was
all in
dark and
that black
oily and
oil,
stuff.
right? Yeah.
But I'm just saying, in that vein, if this is your friend or whatever, you can't be like that, and you got this respectable husband at home,
And
and
I agree,
kids.
like that's kind of where I was saying, like, she presented these things. It was hard to follow because, like, I don't understand how this all goes together. You still want to have another baby. You got this singing career that you just launched. Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? And then too, you want to pull on our heartstrings about how difficult it is to have, this special needs child. And it's kind of like, well, you don't want to keep adding stuff on your plate. Like, and again, I have a hard time having sympathy for certain things. I don't know how to word it, but for certain things, because, and I think it's just because of how much I have had to, like, overcome in just on my own, and even though, of course, I don't have any type of lifestyle that's nowhere near, what Shamia has. And that's kind of my point, is that I'm supposed to feel sorry for something that you are, like, actively choosing to walk into, knowing everything that you have. Like, I'm sorry, I don't, and I can't, like, I can't even extend that to you. So, like, and no, I don't feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Yeah.
would, like, you literally are sitting around looking for a surrogate, and like, but then you're gonna cry to us in the next sentence about how many doctor's visits and things that your daughter. So, well, you make your. Now, here's what I'm okay with. I'm okay with your husband taking care of y'all, being a good provider and husband, and you feel like you want to give him whatever he asks for. Say that and say it with a smile. Don't sit up like and that bothers me about housewives too. Like, you want to try to pull on the heartstrings of women who you know are not in your bracket. Like, why are you expecting to empathize with us? How you empathizing with the single mom who raised her 3 kids by herself? How?
Girl.
Like, no, I don't have that for you. I don't have that for you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Yeah,
And so,
because they wouldn't know what it would be like to walk a day in the life of somebody, not as fortunate as them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because even Shamia, even as a child, which we're about to find out here, I believe their parents were probably affluent anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So her life was never the type of life of the average person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they were in the circles that they are in.
Right.
They meet the people that they meet. And that's how it is. But girl, we've been on here almost 4 hours.
Yes, honey, it's time for us to go, child. So listen, we had a really good time chatting it up. Thank you, Miss Dogan, for checking in. And we had Christopher. I was about to say Christopher Robinson. Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown, thank you.
Christopher Robinson is from Winnie the Pooh, y'all. But
it's the Peanut character.
Huh?
The Charlie Brown, the Peanut character.
Yeah, Charlie Brown is the Peanut character. But if you have not already, make sure you like this video and go ahead and subscribe to our channels, okay? You can catch us back Monday night tomorrow at 8:30, so we can do Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 3. This is the finale to the reunion. Thank you, Jesus, honey. Jesus. And Azara, Housewives from a Housewife, is going to join us. So you'll have us all 3. You'll have us all 3. And that's it. Look, make sure you subscribe. Be on the lookout, honey. And if you're catching the replay, make sure you just comment. Let us know it's the replay. Yes. And have a good week, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Have a good Sunday.
Girl, yes. I'm on vacation.
Oh, yeah. Yay for you.
Yes.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.